You know what the problem is, though? Sorry, that you guys are catching us mid-convo. We just went live. I don't think WWE even believe in Ivy Nile. They certainly don't act like it. She's gotten better, but she still wrestles like she's an impressive physique. Obviously, she's an impressive presence, right. But she can't cut a promo to save her freaking life. She and the fact of the matter is, she's just a hanger on whenever the American made are doing stuff. It feels like they're trying to justify Ivy Nile's existence by putting her in these important feuds and stuff. I don't know. Make her the third member of the Secret Service for all I care, but I can't do
you know what she screams? Jordan Grace gets called up. We know that they're friends, and they're like tag team. And I'm like, don't do that to Jordan Grace.
No,
I mean,
don't do that to her.
They had a little spot segment. It was last year's Mania when they lifted them up, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
More importantly, don't do it to Ivy Nile because Jordan Grace is everything the WWE wants Ivy Nile to be. And she's going to get embarrassed out there.
Blue shift guy.
By 1,000. This is why, I mean, shoot. They're not going to do it because if they do it, they're going to get backlash. But don't scrap the tag titles. Just send them back down to NXT. When they sent them down there the first time, I said, great job. Give them, because they deserve it. They can use it, right? And then they brought them back up to the main roster because they were trying to be like, no, that was Vince who didn't care about the women. We do. So we're going to bring them back and care about them, which they tried to at the start until they made Raquel and Aaliyah the tag champions over the newly formed Damage Control of Io and Dakota Kai. Once they did that, I said, okay, yeah, y'all don't care about this. Yeah. Y'all don't care. They've been cooked since then. I don't care who you put on it. I thought Bianca and Jade were going to do it. And then they lost to Isla Dawn and Alba Fire immediately. And I was like, okay, I get it. Scotland. They got them back and then did nothing with them. And then Jade got injured or hurt or Naomi. And for what? Now living Raquel, which shout out to Liv, but they're not going to do anything with it. Just send them to NXT. I really, really want an NXT team. I don't care if it's Lash Legend or Jakara. I don't care if it's Sol Ruka, Zyra, or whatever the crap. I don't care who you get. Put Roxanne and Cora back together. I don't care. Somebody needs to beat them for them tag titles and keep them in NXT. They do that, the tag titles will be saved. Please.
Especially since you want Raquel to be another challenger for Lyra, right?
The worst bodyguard in history.
So why?
It's also really proving my big problem with the women's mid-card titles, which if the women wanted them, great, more power to you, that's fine. But WWE proves every week, ever since those titles were instituted, that they don't have enough legitimate talent to support a mid-card division and a tag team division with the women. It's just a fact. Because while everyone is chasing Chelsea, or everyone is either involved in chasing Chelsea around or they're a member of her Secret Service, and meanwhile, Liv and what's her name? Raquel are just using the tag titles as props at this point. And they won't have opponents until some of those people involved in the U.S. title break loose. So I don't know. They don't have enough legitimate talent to and listen, part of the problem, and I'm sorry, I'm going to change the point. If I have to hear one more soulless Death Rebel entrance theme, I'm going to jump out of a two-story window. Death Rebel, listen, Triple H, if you are watching, if you are filling out G's script week over week, as G says you are, listen to me one time. What are you doing allowing Death Rebel? I don't care if you have a contract with them. I don't care if you have to break that contract. I don't care what you have to do, because the one out of every 30 banger Death Rebel themes that we get, like Head at the Table, for instance, are not worth the other 29 soulless, garbage, electronic, catchphrase-toting pieces of trash that people like Zelina Vega and Finn Balor have to have. Talented wrestlers. And half the reason the crowd doesn't react for them when they come out is because of their booking. But you can't deny that the other half of the reason that these talented wrestlers are not getting reactions when their music hits is because it takes 20 seconds for the crowd to realize who's coming out. Because the music has nothing to do with the person. The music is soulless, it's corporate, it's gross. And when Def Rebel leaves, I think we'll see a garnered improvement in crowd reactions because, my God, whoever comes in to replace them can't do any worse.
Welcome to the revolution.
Oh God,
it's bad, bro.
Part like for
yeah,
me,
but I mean, he is right. For every
Well, you
head
get
of the
most of the
table,
top stars have good teams.
for every
We
head of the
need an
table.
undercard.
I mean, because like for every head of the table and a Jacob Fatu theme song we get role model. Shut up.
or the Judgment Day thing.
The Judgment Day theme is not bad. The
Judgment Day is
theme
good.
not bad. But what is bad is the damage control one. That one is probably the worst. I got the power. I got the range.
Isn't Judgment Day made by Alter Bridge? So that's not even
Yeah.
Death Rebel. It's not even
because it was made when Edge was here. And Edge got
it's
his
made
own
by
route.
Alter Bridge. Yeah,
They got a new theme. They don't have that.
Wait, they do?
Oh, they don't.
No, I'm talking
Wait,
about
what's the new thing?
current Judgment Day.
So it's the rap theme, that little hip hop
The
theme.
band.
Oh, yeah.
They got a
No,
shitty,
that shit is
soulless
garbage.
hip-hop Def Rebel.
I haven't heard it.
That's not even a hip hop group.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
I've
Come
never
out-
heard it.
Yeah, they come out to it all the time.
Thug Life Finn.
No, well, when Finn Balor came out for
It's the one that Finn Balor came out to at the Royal Rumble.
Oh God!
I remember
He
the
was doing
Royal
that
Rumble one, but I thought they got rid of it because when he came out for his
No,
IC
that's
match,
the Judgment Day theme.
No,
They
that's-
just played it last week.
well, when he came out for his IC match, he came out to his remixed Finn Balor.
They still got when they beat down Braun Breaker and Penta after Raw, they played it at the end of Raw.
Oh, wow.
They still have that theme. I don't know
Oh,
why
my
they had
God.
Finn come out to it
No,
at the
it's
Royal
terrible.
Rumble though. Like
That was disastrous.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the hell that was.
because we were there in the crowd. We were there at the show in the crowd, and we were like, and then when somebody was like Finn, I was like, why?
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Dub Nation. We are DIY. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. We know who it is. We know who it is.
They got
Hey Malik,
But
they
the
cooked
rest
on
of it
Omasa's
ain't
theme though. They cooked on Omasa's theme though.
They did a little remix of DIY's theme.
Yeah,
So
DIY's is
they got some cool theme. Like
you
Street
know-
Profits got a cool theme. They got a new one. Their theme is pretty cool.
You know what the worst part is, though, to G's point about why these things are bad? Is that, oh my God, for all of the good that Triple H has done and for how much better WWE have gotten about certain things, WWE's constant problem that they will always have, regardless of who's in charge, is because they cater to children, they think we are all children. Because I guarantee you, here's exactly how that meeting went and why we're seeing theme songs that start with DIY. It's Tiffy time. It's Chelsea Green. Here's exactly how that conversation went. They sat down and Triple H said, guys, we're seeing feedback. People aren't recognizing the themes. When this music hits, they need to know who's coming out. And then he spit water all over him. And then Def Rebel thought about it for a period of about 4 seconds. And they said, got it. We'll put their catchphrases at the start of the song. And then they'll instantly know who it is. Brilliant. Do it. They didn't make any effort to make the songs better or more unique to the wrestler. They just said, oh, they don't know who's coming out. Put their fucking catchphrase at the start of the song. Because everyone's 5 years old and that's how they'll know who it is. It's asinine how stupid WWE continues to believe that we are. Ridiculous.
Yes. Themes, man, are.
And now that
You
WWE
don't
is not
want
a-
none.
And, oh my God. Oh my God. And now that
And thank God they reversed on that one because that
I
one
can't blame WWE for that though, because AJ Styles said that was his idea. He
That,
actually said
that was his idea.
he actually said that theme is more of the theme that he would prefer, like for his, that's more his style.
But I can.
If he was a heel, he only did that.
As a heel.
Yeah,
But
as a heel.
what I will say is, I can blame WWE because y'all have no problem telling people no any other day. You could have told them no.
But
that's not a good idea.
Some people got stroked though. It's AJ Styles, So I mean,
again, some people,
with some
you
people
can still
work
say
because
AJ Styles. That's not a good idea.
Just because it was a wrestler's idea doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
I mean, it's just really just hit or miss because
Looking
LA
at
Knight,
you, Keith,
LA
being
Knight
AEW.
does it and it works. But
That's true.
What?
LA Knight does it and it works.
Yeah,
It's
but-
just you really gotta lock.
Hold on,
in
yeah,
who-
hold on.
who
Y'all
got it and who does
forgetting.
it.
But that fits LA Knight. That's
It does.
that's why. Like
They only changed the guitar riff for it, like
which I wasn't a fan of. I think LA Knight's theme, the way it starts and the whole theme, I wouldn't have changed anything about it. There was no reason to.
yeah. I
It's
don't know.
not-
To me, it's just fucking. It's nitpicking. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's just really hit or miss. I mean, not everything works for everybody. I mean, Joe Hendry, it works. LA Knight, it works. But for other people, it just really doesn't.
Yeah.
And trying to put everybody in the same mold is the problem.
I think they.
I agree because
they want
Joe
people to
Hendry's
get-
theme is
Thank God Bianca Belair.
Do y'all remember? Do
Oh my
y'all
God.
remember the week Randy Orton returned for Survivor Series? They said that Def Rebel created a voices version for him, and he said, "Fuck that shit."
I think I did hear about that. Oh, that'd have been
not.
they would you can't change the theme that
No,
good.
literally, it was reported that like Randy literally said "fuck no" verbatim. He said "hell no." What the fuck is that?
No,
Too iconic. It's too iconic. So it's like.
Yeah, we're gonna change one of the most iconic things in WWE history
I
and for some bullshit. Fuck that.
Why try to fix something that's
Now,
not
if Randy
broken?
Orton wasn't Randy Orton, then
How do we ask
he
Triple H every
would be
day?
different, you know. But he has the stroke to say something like that, though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
his
but
theme is
that's
too
one of the
iconic.
most
Like, why would you
like-
change that? Like,
I hear voices like, come on now, like,
But
but
it's so funny because you know
that's
how
like taking
bold
brakes
Randy
off a
Orton
car.
is.
It's essential. It's
Or
essential
like-
work.
Or like when Cena turned heel, people were saying, "Oh, John Cena's gonna get a shitty Def Rebel remix." I said, "Yeah, I'd be damned if I hear anything but My Time Is Now." Like, come on now.
If he would have made a heel song, he would have made it.
If Cena would have made it fine, but Def Rebel ain't touching nothing.
no, yeah, they're not touching.
I want him to use the heel theme song that he said he was working on back in 2012 for that.
That's
build
what
Yeah,
up.
but
I'm
he
saying.
he told us you don't deserve a new theme song.
You
So
don't-
He
Oh,
did
yeah,
say it.
y'all don't. Yeah, y'all don't. Yeah.
No, you part of y'all
Yeah,
too,
y'all.
because I'm part of it too. I'm
I don't want the new
heartbroken.
theme. Look. All right, the way my brain works,
I'm not mad.
if you look at Cena as a heel and the lyrics "Your time is up, my time is now," it works so perfect for his final run. Like, move the fuck out the way. I'm here now. I'm gonna win this fucking shit. So he doesn't need to change it.
It would have been cool
I
to see him
flip
get a
it.
new team, but it's like it's so iconic. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think
and he justified it. He
Bro,
justified it.
just
Yeah,
in a promo that
yeah,
made
he
sense.
justified
Great
it.
job.
Did y'all notice the little shit he did with his hat that he put the C in front of like the can't sign? Now it says "You can see me" instead of "You
Oh,
can't
I
see
didn't
me."
see that.
I think I did notice that.
It's a new thing because he said last week, whatever the fucking promo he cut, he said that you guys made me the butt of the joke and saying you guys can't see me, and then he said that he put the C in front of the can't logo so that it says "You can see me."
Which is crazy because that's not something I would have paid attention to because it's been
So,
the same for years.
Look it up on Twitter.
Funny.
Somebody broke the whole shit down. It's cool.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
So, question from Malik. Speaking of John Cena's heel turn, as an ardent supporter of both guys, I want Malik to start this conversation. Malik, how do you feel about? I was talking about this with my friend Adam Ryan the other day. The thing that's bothering me with this whole thing so far are WWE's obvious attempts to try and keep Cody safe from Cena for as long as they can by not letting them go back and forth. Like, do you think? I think that's doing a disservice to the feud by not because it's obvious what they're doing, and I feel like Cody could handle it. I feel like if they would just let Cody go out there and do it, but instead they're letting Cena talk for 10 minutes and then sending Cody out to talk for 5 minutes, and then they go their separate ways. Have you noticed that, or do you think that's hurting the feud?
No, not necessarily. I don't think. I think some people are missing the concept of the entire feud too. Like, if you look at the promos they've been doing the last few weeks, John Cena's beef isn't really with Cody Rhodes. It's mainly with the audience. Like, when he comes out, he doesn't really address Cody at all. He just talks strictly to the fans and blames them. Cody then comes out and lets him know, like, hey, you're not fighting the fans. You got to fight me at WrestleMania. Like, you need to focus on me, because if you're not focused on me, you don't stand a chance. He already told John, like, this version of John Cena, it's not going to get it done. I want to face the real John Cena. So I don't know if it's necessarily the pretend. Like, Cena doesn't really have to come out and do the savage promos, because that's really what the fans want, I guess. So his whole concept is not giving the fans what they deserve or what they really want. But I really don't think. I think some people who may not have watched Cody Rhodes, I guess maybe they're in the indies or haven't seen him throughout their time. I think there's a portion of the audience who really don't think Cody is that good on the mic on that level. I don't really think Cena is going to cook Cody like Austin Theory or some of these other people that he cooked.
Yeah, I agree.
Cody Rhodes can handle himself on the mic. Now, I'm not saying he's John Cena level, but I don't see Cody going out looking.
Cody can clap back. You said Cody can clap back.
Well,
Cody,
I also
is,
feel like when it comes to like the way they broke it down, the first promo was a John Cena explanation promo. Why, John? Why? That I think it served its purpose.
That's what you need. That's what you need.
And that's what you need. You need the explanation because I honestly, when other people do it, I can't stand when they just get interrupted. Like, no, give me the explanation so I know what story you're trying to tell me, right? So that was the first one. The second one, okay, maybe we could have expected a little bit more back and forth, but I think the second promo, it was more like, see, you're proving my point. Like, I explained to you last week why I'm doing this. This week, did I lie? You guys are proving my point.
Can I check?
And I think there's, well, last thing I was going to say was, I think they're saving the back and forth. They're saving it to the last possible moment. Right? I think they're waiting it so they can add it to the promo package last minute.
Can I chip in real quick? I also feel like, well, not even I feel like I know this is more than likely the case. The feud is going to be all year round, so they're not going to give us what everybody wants like immediately. Like, I get it, it's WrestleMania and you should have a crazy ass build, but I feel like the real Cody and Cena shit we really want to see is going to be John Cena's last pay-per-view. Like, my
thing also is like, I don't understand why people think Cody, even if WWE is protecting Cody, which I'm not gonna go that far, but let's say they are. Why do people think that Cody needs to be protected? This is the same Cody Rhodes in back-to-back WrestleManias who went toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns and The Rock on the mic, and he held his own fine enough. So it's not like, oh, Cody can't go toe-to-toe with John Cena on the microphone. Like, the man went toe-to-toe with the fucking Rock and Roman Reigns and did a damn good job of it. So why do you think he needs to be protected from John Cena?
Yeah, I think like we've said. Sorry to cut somebody off here, but
no, you're good. You're good.
It's just that the fans want something so badly because when Cena cooked Roman Reigns, when Cena cooked Theory, they want that so badly that now they're starting to denigrate what Cody is. Okay,
yeah.
So because look, eventually, if they do end up like G Baby says, the last Raw before WrestleMania, and they go back and forth, Cena's gonna win, right? Cena's gonna win that back and forth, but also I think right now, Cody is obviously Cody's an obstacle. But right now, Cody's such a faraway obstacle for him because he's like, I gotta show these people why I'm doing. I gotta keep showing them. I gotta keep showing that you're proving my point. Like, you gotta figure this out because once I turn my attention to him, obviously this is what Cena's thing. This is hibachi time. I'm cooking this dude 5-star, 5-course meal, showing him everything, saying that, look, man, I was doing this stuff when you left. I was doing this stuff when you when you use your daddy's name to come up. It was me. I was hunting. I was doing those. I was taking all this stuff. I didn't leave like CM Punk left. I didn't do this. I didn't turn my back on the fence. I took all that abuse. So now that I'm done with them and I'm on you, that's gonna be crazy. But right now,
let me throw in two more points to add on to that because you guys are making great points. And again, I'm not in the camp really that believes that Cody couldn't hang. I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. But here's two points I want to make before Santo and Menace jump in here if they want to. Number one, WWE, I think, are lucky that and maybe that was strategic, but they're lucky they're in Europe for this because I think the nuance that you guys are talking about would have gone right over American crowds' heads.
Absolutely.
They'd be so busy saying what that they wouldn't even be paying attention
marking
to
out and not saying. Oh my God.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, if it was just Cena and Cody, maybe I wouldn't notice it so much. But the feuds going into WrestleMania, especially the world title feuds, are supposed to be personal and in your face and deliberate. And you've got John Cena and Cody, which, as Malik alluded to, is an indirect rivalry because Cena's problem is really with the crowd. Not to mention the fact that The Rock was the catalyst to John Cena doing what he did, and The Rock has been a no-show this entire time. That's one. Then you've got the Women's World Championship feud where you've got the triple threat match itself is going to be excellent, but then Rhea, Bianca, and Io don't even know really who they're mad at. They can't really focus their energies on anybody. And then you've got Jay and Gunther is fighting everybody but Jay in the build-up to WrestleMania. So
Don't get me started on that.
It
Do
feels
not get
like
me
these
started on that.
WrestleMania builds are so indirect. And if it was just Cody and Cena, it probably wouldn't jump out at me. But because all of these major feuds are seemingly, with the exception of Charlotte and Tiffany, but that feud sucks because Tiffany hit the nail on the head on SmackDown. If Charlotte wins, all she's done is beaten a no good backflipping rookie. So I don't know what the fuck Charlotte is thinking with these promos. But yeah,
that was a great Tiffany rebound after getting fucking cooked.
Yeah.
Tiffany needed that badly.
He got that rebound and said,
He
"Hold on,
needed
now.
that.
Hold on,
Yeah.
game ain't over yet. Hold on." Now.
But anyway, these WrestleMania feuds being so non-personal and so indirect third party is, I don't know, it feels weird this year. It doesn't feel as good as it usually does.
That's the main reason I think the Cena Cody Rhodes feud is not working. It's such in a weird way like big brained and situational or what's environmental, if you guys get what I mean by that it should have been propped, like we should be like, oh my god, Jay Gunther, Tiff, Charlotte, and all of a sudden the big, like if all this is a stadium and then the big dome should be Cena Cody, and because that should be like, and then you're looking up like, oh my god, there's this massive thing, because when Cena wins, I think something in WWE should fundamentally change.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. And then now you have, whether it's Cody trying to fight back for it or Jay's like, no, I gotta hold this up until Cody gets it back, or whatever the hell's going on. I think that's what hurts.
And to piggyback,
but I'm only saying that because when we get to the Jay Gunther feud, and I'll tell you my specific problems with that and why I think it's feeling the way it is. It's they're positioning Jay to be a big baby face, and he's not functioning. But if everything was going right the way WWE wanted to, and how we as fans are responding to him, that's why that thing matters in terms of how we should be feeling about it.
So
Menace, go ahead. I'll go last.
So here's my take on the Gunther Jay feud. I don't necessarily mind how they've been booking it, because like the whole story of Jay feeling the way he is like, he feels insecure for being able to beat someone that was a dominant 2-year champion that's really only lost a handful of matches. If he's out here beating the brakes off of this guy, that guy, it's like, what do you think I'm supposed to be doing to you at come Mania time? You see what I just did to them? That's you come 3-4 weeks. I kind of like that psychological buildup where it's like, the more that you see Gunther manhandle this former champion, this, potential A, tier superstar, this potential S tier, this, whoever up to that build-up, it keeps giving that doubt to Jay of, damn, now I understand why he's the world champion. I get why I don't have a chance to beat him. It keeps adding to that layer of doubt that you need for that story, to where if Jay finally does beat Gunther at Mania, it gives that ultimate Daniel Bryan that's fueled from WrestleMania 30, where it's like the ultimate underdog after going through all of that mental stress, finally overcame that big Goliath giant. I'm kind of rocking with you.
I'm sorry, but I'm tired of imposter syndrome, Jay. I think I've had enough personally of it. In that feud, I don't think it's being built great at all, because to me the most interesting thing in that feud is Jimmy. Out of
Thank you. Thank you.
Jimmy
cut the best promo out of the Usos, and he's not even in the match.
I would say the same thing.
Real quick, that was my point. It feels like Gunther is wrestling Jimmy at WrestleMania. Sorry, go ahead, Cinto.
No, and that to me is the most impactful thing in that feud, and that's what, to me, it doesn't look like Jay is strong, and Gunther is just going along for the ride at this point. And also in the John Cena thing, Cody doesn't look strong because Cena hasn't even acknowledged him that he's even in the ring. Like, this is supposed to be the guy that beat Roman Reigns. This is the face of the company, and he's not even. He's an afterthought at this point. So I personally kind of agree that these builds, I know that they have a lot of nuance in them. I do love everything. I mean, I've been telling Random, it's been over a decade that I've been asking for heel Cena, and we're finally here, thank God. But it's like I could have this feud without Cody. Like, there could be anybody else, insert person here, and it would work.
Wait. Can I speak on Jay versus Gunther? Before you come on that, I want to speak on Jay versus Gunther. Let me tell you why I'm personally not super excited for Jay versus Gunther. First of all, to win a star-studded Royal Rumble like that, I like to actually see you be built up for that. Jey Uso won the Rumble by absolutely getting fucking fried at Saturday Night Main Event. Let's just be clear. Before he won the Rumble, he wasn't cooking shit. Then he wins the Rumble and he chooses Gunther. For me, it's more so the fatigue. Like, bro, 3 fucking, like, I'd get it if you were facing him a 3rd time, but this is a 4th fucking time. This is a 4th time. You lost clean twice. You got fucking robbed of the IC. Like, bro, it's fatigue. I don't want to see this shit anymore. And on top of that, with this build, especially going up against a guy like Gunther, you guys have to agree that a guy like Jey Uso has to look strong. Buddy, yes. your biggest win on this build-up is squashing Austin fucking Theory. That's your fucking biggest win. So with everything culminating right now, and I'm not fucking stupid. I know he's going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. With everything culminating right now, because we still have some episodes to go, how am I supposed to believe this guy is going to beat Gunther?
Thank you.
He hasn't been built up strong enough. He wasn't strong enough in the build to win the Rumble. He hasn't looked strong enough in his matches. He hasn't looked strong enough in storytelling. Like, I get it. They're supposed to portray him as this underdog guy, but it gets to a point where the underdog needs to act like he's fucking like that and believe in himself. Because I'm tired of the whole slapping him in the face, like, believe in yourself type shit. We had that with Cody for the past fucking 2 years.
Thank you.
I don't want that with Jey Uso.
G-Baby, can I add one more thing, please, real quick? So when Santo and I talked about this in our other things, you had the natural thing. Gunther loses to Cody, which, by the way, I'm not a big fan of that. People say Luis is the president of the Gunther fan club. I'm right behind him. I'm the vice president. I hold the meetings up. I'm the guy saying Gunther's the best thing in the company. There's a reason why you never saw him fight Roman Reigns. There's a reason why, because I'm telling you, I love everything about the man. His presentation, his aura, the way he wrestles. But when Gunther loses to Cody and you present the fact for the first time, really, since he's been on the main roster, that there is weakness, that there is something that other people on the roster can prey on. And he gets over it mad quickly. It's over real quick. Jey Uso should be on his freaking. He should be like, he should be like when Goku walks out the hyperbolic time chamber, mad confident. He should be like that going into face Gunther, and Gunther should be like, finally, he's like, okay, I got all that. I'm all the way back up. We should be seeing a Titanic clash of powers.
Okay, but hold on.
Hold on. Before I want to add this because I know Menace wants to rebuttal. He can try to rebuttal me too. Here's the thing with this build though. Gunther promos is everything on the build, and how you tell the fucking story on the promo is fucking everything. Gunther, the way how they should have gone about it with Jey Uso is when Gunther told him, even before he chose Gunther, when Gunther told him, if you choose me every week is gonna be hell, Jey Uso needs to say in his promos, you're doing this shit. You're trying to soften me up every week because, deep down, I can beat you, and I know I can beat you. But this entire build has been, damn, can I really beat Gunther?
I'm not sure.
And you look like a fucking idiot for choosing like a dude.
So I know we got stuck on Jey and Gunther. So
you want to rebuttal on Cena and Cody.
But there's a couple ones that run up. So first off, Tiffany and Charlotte. That was never going to be a good build because Charlotte can't build a match to save her life. That was never going to be a good build.
Y'all don't really want to build now?
Charlotte,
I thought the build is good.
I don't want to say it, but
Charlotte can win. I'm glad you said it because I've been telling Malik this for years.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying she's going to win the match, but she can't build one to save her life. She never has been. There hasn't been a match that Charlotte went into at WrestleMania where I thought it was a good build, but she puts on good matches. So that was always going to be that. You guys shouldn't have expected anything else because Tiffany's not even that great of a promo. When it comes to the triple threat, and we'll probably get onto it a little bit more depth later, but Rhea is mad at Bianca because Bianca was cheering for Io, but she just got out of a feud where she had to deal with the numbers game. So dealing with distractions should be something she's used to. And I don't know why you would underestimate somebody you've never beaten. There's that. When it comes to Cody and Cena, Cody is not the afterthought. Okay? Cody, in a sense, is doing what I feel every other babyface should have been doing. And he's acting like he's like that now. It really got shown the most in the Kevin Owens feud. But here, Cody's not like... If Cody would have came out heartbroken because Cena betrayed him, and I would have been like, yo, why are we taking stuff back? But he's not. He's telling this nigga, yo, look, I don't know who this person is, but I'm going to whoop his ass if you show up. I want the real John Cena. I don't think he's an afterthought, but you guys have to understand there's technically only been 2 promos since we had arguably the biggest heel turn since either Roman or since Hogan. This is arguably the biggest heel turn we've had since one of those two. So the first promo had to be an explanation. He already wasn't on TV for like a month or however many weeks it was. He already wasn't on TV however many weeks it was. He had to explain. That's why I am not in the mindset that they're protecting Cody. I'm in the mindset that no, that first one they knew everybody was going to be hooked on every word. And WWE, whether they like to say so or not, they still love their 25-minute opening segment promos.
Oh, yes.
They still love that. And who better to do it than John Cena? The second week was more so approving your point.
It's like Chili's. You're going to get the chips and salsa.
You're going to get your triple dipper.
Calm the fuck down. The main shit coming.
You're going to get your triple dipper. Right? Now, and so I don't think Cody's an afterthought. I think we got what? It's March 30th, so we got about 3-4 more weeks. And I'm actually glad they're doing this in the foreign crowd. I'm with Jade. America would not have appreciated it.
Absolutely.
They would not have appreciated it.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad they're doing this in a foreign crowd. Now, because we were talking about Jay and Gunther, I'm not saying the build has been great. Right? But I feel like Jey Uso was doomed from the start. And the reason why I feel like he was doomed from the start is the reactions we got Sunday and Monday to him winning the Royal Rumble. When he won that Royal Rumble, the crowd was going crazy. Malik, you were there. You talked about the crowd going crazy. And then we saw the reactions. And everybody was acting like this shit was so ass. When 2 weeks prior, mind you,
blew my mind.
2 weeks prior, niggas was begging for them to give Jey Uso the world title run.
Mm-hmm.
Begging.
After Gunther whipped that ass, they were begging that he was ready.
Begging.
They were
like, bro, he's came so close. So that's why I think he was doomed from there because they flipped. They flipped in an instant. And I think Triple H and them said, which isn't a bad idea and concept, let's use real world things that are happening to tell a story. So naturally, Jey Uso, even though you came oh so close, you had people behind you, and then at the drop of an instant, when you won a Royal Rumble, something that is super hard to do, that WWE always makes it seem like it's the biggest hill to climb. He did it and eliminated John Cena, mind you. John Cena. They flip on me like that. They're like, that's gonna get to people. They're trying to humanize Jey Uso. Real talk, because that should get to people. You flipped on me in an instant. Right? And technically, this is my problem with Rhea, Jey Uso should be concerned if he's beaten Gunther because you never have. The only thing I will say I don't like about it, we just did this story last year.
Thank you.
That is my issue with it. We just did this last year. If Sami Zayn would have never had that story, I don't think people would have a problem. And I don't even think people realize we just did this last year. And Sami shouldn't have even won. I personally believe this should have been Chad Gable's title.
Should have been Gable.
It should have been Gable's title win. If you were going to do
Malik
that story,
again.
if they were going to do that story, it was Chad Gable's. But nevertheless,
he was never going to win. I told you that.
I mean, you say that, but everything they did with Sami Zayn after losing the Braun Breaker, you could have did with Chad Gable and delayed the heel turn. But nevertheless, you're doing this story with Gunther a second time, and he can't lose. So now, Gunther, you're about to look dumb. Because this is the second year in a row you've gone into Mania against an opponent that you're underestimating and you're going to lose. It makes granted, Sammy, that was the first time I think they fought. So there was whatever. Jey Uso, you didn't beat him 3 times. One of them was by interference, but nevertheless, you're underestimating him again. That's my issue overall. You can't tell. You're basically recycling the story. I get Gunther's a dominating.
Do you know another problem I have? The other problem I have is everybody on the main roster who has pinned Gunther have been killers. They've been demons. Where's the Jey Uso that was frying Roman Reigns any chance he saw him? That's the Jey Uso that needs to show up against Gunther. You're not going to beat Gunther. This Jey Uso, we all know he's not going to beat him in a straight-up wrestling match. Where's the demon that's willing to dig down deep to get the job done?
Maybe that's where they're going. But listen, all I'm going to say is, if at any point you find yourself asking of the top babyface, Did that motherfucker just slip on a banana peel mid-spear? You've got a problem.
That was a work. That was a work. What he did last
week.
They had to resort to Jey Uso slipping on a grease stain in the ring to shake his confidence when there's already ample tools to work with to shake Jey Uso's confidence.
Now,
let Menace go.
I will say this about Cody and Cena because Malik kind of hit on it a little earlier. One reason why Cody ain't really given like that true S tier level promo for this feud, because John ain't really been addressing him per se. He's been addressing everybody else. So there ain't really been fuel for Cody to really clap back at John Cena. His clapback has been, oh, you talking shit on people? True. You've been there all this time? No. You supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? He's defending us, not really talking shit to John. So the reason why I feel like for a lot of people, why it seems like the feud ain't really hitting like that for Cody ain't really had anything to him to where it's like, oh no, who the fuck you talking to? I'm Cody Rhodes, your champion, little nigga. Like, who the fuck is you talking to? He ain't had nothing like that.
He sort of did though, because he had the moment where John Cena just very quickly said, "Listen, kid," and Cody cut him off.
Like,
I mean,
no,
so it's not like
it's WWE champion, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, right.
So they had an opportunity. They
I feel like Cody's angry that he's being overlooked.
I think that adds into the story, I feel like, because the reason I don't think Cody's overlooked too is basically all of us have said it too. What Cody Rhodes is right now, the babyface, that was John Cena years ago. And they have been searching for that babyface for years. They tried it with Roman Reigns and it failed tremendously, right? Cody Rhodes now is the perfect fit. So I look at it as Cody Rhodes is a good chess player, but John Cena just at a different level. John Cena knows Cody Rhodes better than Cody Rhodes probably knows himself. I walked in those shoes. I know who you are. I know the mindset that you have. You think you got to fight for the audience and be the hero and everything got to be the inspiration. I was that guy. Literally for decades, I tried to be that guy, and it worked for some people, and it failed for other people. So you may not understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, but at WrestleMania, you think that you already have the mental edge. You think you already have the edge over me. But at WrestleMania, when it comes around, you're not going to be ready for what hits you because The Rock's still got to play a factor into this as well. We still don't know that relationship tie. They haven't even addressed that yet. So there's different factors that play into it. When the Jey and Gunther feud, I feel like personally, and I could be wrong, but I feel like they purposely held back on this feud a little bit because I don't think they really wanted that to be the main event. I think they always had set in stone the two main events they wanted, and it was the triple threat because CM Punk was going to get the main event last year, didn't get it. Going to get it this year. We got to get Roman in there as well. Seth, triple threat, and then Cody and Cena, obviously.
Both right moves. Both are the right moves.
And those are the correct main events. Yeah. And I feel like
I still don't understand. I still don't understand that though. Holding back on that because
if Jey has all the momentum right now, honestly, the feud isn't hard to build. He already has the crowd reaction. All they have to do is just build it correctly week by week. I feel like if that build becomes as popular and as big, like Daniel Bryan, for example, I don't know if people know this, but he wasn't supposed to main event WrestleMania that year.
We all know that.
For the U.S. title. But the Daniel Bryan movement was so big, and then Punk leaving it all played a factor. They had to listen to the fans. They had no choice. I feel like with Jey Uso, if it became as big as it had become, and it was on the same level of those triple threat feuds and everything, I feel like they would have to. Then they have to sit there and realize, like, damn, should we?
My only thing is,
I was sorry.
But you're talking about three of the best in the company. Like I think if you're telling me, oh, they're not going to be the main event because Roman, Seth, and CM Punk are going to be the main event, people would understand that. Like,
I feel like.
Well, you got people that also think the women's triple threat should main event.
I feel like
we could have a conversation. It's not.
Unless they're watching the No Name Wrestling podcast, which we know they do. They need to stop listening to the internet. And the reason why is I feel like, and honestly, I'm going to put some blame on TKO for this as well. Because TKO is trying to please the fans. I think TKO kind of came into this, and they didn't really know or understand how much the internet really play a factor in some of these decisions and how much fan reaction to fan. Because at the end of the day, this ain't the UFC. You win, you lose, you lose. Yeah. This is WWE. Everything is catered to an audience. All your decision making, your scripted, all have to cater to an audience.
Yeah.
So it's a TV show,
and this
is a soap opera.
And it's a TV show that isn't like scripted, recorded, you put out and then you change stuff next season. No, this is put out week to week in front of live audiences all the time. You don't get a bunch of recorded stuff. And even then, you got to fix it the next week. So my thing is, I feel like even with the Jay and Gunther thing, I feel like they was listening to the internet more. Now, when Jimmy gets his ass whooped, that's when I think, Lewis, we gonna see that dog.
I hope
that's what I'm saying. If after Jimmy dies by Gunther,
because somebody said it in the comments too. I think it was everything pro wrestling. He said this is gonna be Rocky IV and Jimmy is Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it better be.
And I'm talking about after the match too. Gunther better still be on that ass.
Like last time I saw Jay almost snap like this. Last time I saw Jay almost snap like this is when Roman had Jimmy in Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
that's the only reason he quit.
The final, what I'm saying too, the final show to WrestleMania better be Jay Uso beating on Gunther, Uso splashing this motherfucker through the table. I'm talking about like really put it in Gunther's head, like I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass.
It's gotta be.
Listen, all I'm saying is that if after Jimmy dies by Gunther in the ring, to completely just get him off of TV to build the Mania feud, if nothing with Jay changes, I am completely off it.
Right.
If seeing your brother and seeing your literal flesh and blood brother get his ass whipped don't ignite you to really get like, okay, now I gotta lock the fuck in. Literally nothing will. Nothing literally will.
It's also
put real life psychology to it too. This is older brother. This is somebody who he looks at as stronger than him, better than him. So this is your older brother, and you're like, fuck, like now I gotta step in and do some shit, man.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to say real quick, Rocky IV is a great shout. That's a great shout. That's a tremendous shout. But to Santos' point, I'm willing to hang with this until the point that Gunther has Jimmy on the ground with steel steps held above his head, and then Jay comes out and saves him. But if after that we don't start seeing some main event Jay attitude, the main event Jay, for instance, that won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, right? That Jay Uso. I'm off the wagon completely. But Rocky IV is a great shout, and I'm willing to hold tight for that because
Jay,
now
to add to your point,
that's a good point.
Jay, to add to your point, if it like literally tomorrow has to be past the point where Jay's done talking. Where it's like Gunther's not going to take me serious talking. Now I have to show him. If I'm seeing week to week that Jay Uso is holding a fucking microphone in his hands instead of trying to get his hands on the fucking world champion, there's a fucking problem.
Q will say it. I need him to be like, I gotta get you now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get you now. Like and
like this is tribal combat. If I want to hit you with this chair, you're gonna get this chair.
And I also think too with WWE, because I'm very much an advocate. Like, don't give the fans what you want right away. I think Triple H said this in an interview or something. He was very like, I think he was telling Vince one time. I don't know what story it was, but like, no, hold out. You know, Triple H loves his long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It was him.
He had 8 weeks. Like WrestleMania. WrestleMania. WrestleMania isn't April 1st anymore. It's April 20th. So he's got 3 extra weeks he's got to handle. Right? So I get them wanting to take it slow, build it, right? Because technically, when the Elimination Chamber happened, we should be 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. Or 1 week, actually. We should be next weekend having WrestleMania, but we're not.
Yeah.
It's 3 weeks later, right? So I get he want to take it slow. You love your long term. We get here, Jay. Like, I'm with y'all. If Jay Uso see his brother get destroyed, and he's still talking about the week after, people doubting me, you doubting me, fans doubting me.
I don't want to see that.
All right, bro.
Yeah,
I'm with Tyler. Tyler, that's one of the only good things you've ever said since the channel existed. But yeah, no, I need a it's on site. I'm talking about if we in the parking lot, I'm gonna put your head through that fucking window. If we staying in the same hotel, I'm gonna fucking break your hotel room down.
Case in point, Lewis. Case in point. I did not give a shit about Drew versus Damian until this past Friday when Damian put Drew to the car and said, rest in peace. And now I'm into it. Now I'm all for
Timu Taker.
All it takes is one segment. That's all it takes. But as weeks go by, it's just that they're making Jey Uso look like such a bitch. And it's so annoying.
It's what they did
but all it takes
it's
is
what
one
they did
segment.
to Sami Zayn. It's literally what they did.
But at least Sami Zayn came off like, you know what, I'm gonna fight.
But Sami
like
Zayn
the strongest moment in this entire thing has been the Jimmy slap. Like, this cannot be the biggest point of this entire
It won't be. It's just right there for now.
The thing is this. I was sorry, but Malik says how you thought like they kind of held back. Malik, I told you it's the night Jey Uso won the Rumble. That match was never going to main event either night of WrestleMania. That just was never on the cards. It didn't matter how over Jey was. Like it was gonna be whoever Cody fought. This was Cena won the Chamber, and I said it was gonna be another match. So that match was never going to be a main event. Now a lot of people were pushing for the women's world title in main event. Now, personally, am I looking for this match? Absolutely. These are my 3 favorite women's wrestlers in WWE. But I'm also a realist. Would I like to see the main event? Sure. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't like to see that. But I'm also like, okay, it's Roman, it's Cody, and it's Rollins. We know which match is gonna go on last. So it is like, oh well, the women's main event because then. But no, not over that. And
but
this
the thing
isn't
is,
the
the
year.
stories also matter.
Yeah, the stories
exactly
because the story between Seth, Punk, and Roman, the story that they're telling is elite. The story
How good was Roman on Friday?
The story with the women's triple threat, it's literally Rhea and Bianca want to fight each other, and they're overlooking.
And Io's in the way. That was my point earlier.
That's
it
literally
feels like Bianca and Rhea
it.
want to have a match, and Io's just in the way.
And
you know what this is? You know the 2 older siblings arguing, and the little sibling trying to get involved.
Yeah.
But
it's also
that's what it feels like with Cena and Cody.
Yeah,
John Cena is fighting the crowd,
and
Cody's in the
Cody's
way.
like,
No, I
get
agree.
me. I'm the champ.
But another problem the world title booking I have
Cody
is
come out every week. Hello. Hello.
It's like
Cena goes off for 17 minutes and Cody gets 4. Like, hey, look at me. You don't want to
look at me, Cena. I'm over here.
And like another problem I have with the women's world title build is I'm not saying babyface can't work, but I feel like one of these women needs to be portrayed more as a heel, and it should be Rhea, because Rhea's coming off is very childish. Because it's your own fault you lost the title, you're forcing yourself into the match. Like Bianca didn't distract.
Is he going in and out for y'all?
Your mic
Yes,
is
Oh my God! For once, it's not me.
Your mic is going in and out crazy.
Jesus.
It's cutting out, bro.
Yeah. Your audio is not matching with your visual.
What about that?
Yeah, it's like a Chinese dub.
No.
Yeah,
It's still very delayed.
That's
Try
right.
try to refresh your browser and then come back in.
What I think he was basically trying to say, which I do agree with, they need to be portrayed differently. But Rhea and me, Jade, I think everybody pretty much on here who's usually up here have said it. Rhea sounds like a spoiled brat who, in kayfabe, makes no sense how you there because one, you just fought the Judgment Day. You should be used to numbers. You just got rid of the worst bodyguard in history and your ex-boyfriend. You're used to numbers, right?
You have a worse than Mina Shafir.
It seems like she's blaming. Yes, I do actually. She's blaming Bianca for her losing and her taking off the ball. When in reality, I guess they're trying to portray she's insecure. But like in reality, if you guys have gotten a fight with somebody, if you guys have gotten a fight with somebody 3-4 times in your life, if you guys have gotten a fight with somebody 3-4 times in your life and you've never beaten them, the 5th time you fought them, would you overlook them? No, because you've never beaten them. So why are you overlooking Io? Io has smacked you every time y'all fought. Why are you overlooking her?
She's literally she's actually slapped both of them.
Yeah.
Like literally.
The worst part
but also and then I'm sorry. Also too, bro, like the fact that Rhea, like I get they're trying to do a whole Io's getting disrespected. But y'all, the first week, okay, I get it. You keep shoving her, you didn't realize. After she kicked y'all in the fucking face, why are y'all still pushing her away? After that should have been the wake-up call. Like, okay, you wanted to do it that week? Fine, they've done it 3 weeks in a row now. We fucking get it.
Yeah.
Stop. How many times are y'all going to get smacked in your face before y'all stop overlooking the only reason y'all are going to WrestleMania? Well, maybe not Bianca because she won the champion. Rhea, the only reason you were going to Mania right now is because Io beat you. And they're trying to be nice to you.
And remember in storyline, though, technically, as of right now, Rhea's not going to WrestleMania. She has to beat Io to get there. Yeah, obviously, the special referee match is going to be the catalyst. Bianca's going to snap on both of them, give them both the KOD, and then fucking Adam Pearce is going to come out and call triple threat. Obviously, that's what's coming down the pike. I just hope the story gets better from there, and they start treating Io like a champion instead of a mosquito with a picnic, because that's exactly what EO is. And listen, a lot of you guys are first time on the show today, so I don't know how much you watch. I'm not EO Sky's biggest fan. I'm not a member of her fan club, but she is the champion, and the fact that she is being treated like ants at a fucking picnic, like Rhea and Bianca are trying to have their Mania match, and EO's just getting in the fucking way of it. That's not the way to build your championship feud. If you didn't want EO to be the champion, why'd you put the goddamn title on her in the first place?
But there's also other problems. Oh, my bad. Menace, go ahead. I'll go after.
No, you go. My bad, bro. It never really made sense to me why they even went from the angle of Bianca, you cheering for EO? Nah, that's why I'm mad at you. If you was literally just a former women's world champion, held that bitch for a year, you literally one of the top stars, man or woman, on that roster, period. Why are you over here being subconscious because she's just giving a thing of encouragement? You've heard every type of shit talk. You've seen every type of whatever you could think of. You've seen all type of things being the champion. So why is it now that all you hear is simply a little, come on, like, get up, EO? That's now going to deter you mentally? That's now about to be like, nah, I can't focus on my match.
Liv Morgan should take notes, because clearly that's all.
I agree. It doesn't make any sense.
But so this is my problem with the thing. So the one thing the WWE used to do all the time was, you're the champion, you lose your match, you get your automatic rematch clause. But they stopped doing it. Right? They stopped doing it. Why all of a sudden now are we going to do it for Rhea? Tell me why.
They didn't.
I know why. I know why, because she's one of the best in the company. People like her. Blah blah blah. She has to be at Mania. But the fact that all of a sudden Adam Pearce last week was like, "Hey, I've been looking for you. You got to get your rematch." I'm sorry, Liv didn't get a rematch. All the other champions on the roster didn't get their rematches. Why is Rhea so special?
I'm here to tell you they haven't stopped doing it. They just pick and choose when they do it. Because literally, in the tag division, everybody get a rematch. Everybody get a chance. Oh, you got screwed. Here you go. Right. Everybody gets a rematch. Like they just pick and choose when they want to do it. Like for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Finn Balor. Yeah, they didn't care to give him one until years later when they fed him to Brock. Right? But let Roman Roman did go away. But if Roman would have came back, it was like, nah, I want my title back. Absolutely. Guess what your rematch would have been at WrestleMania Backlash? Guess what your rematch would have been? It would have been Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns if they really wanted to do it.
Hold on, G.
Which I'm going.
Hold on, G. You're not wrong. Excuse me, but you're not wrong, because it was like a week after.
Hey yo.
It was yeah. Where's Mike?
Bro, it's like, what I do?
No, you're good. That was me.
I'm about to say no, because a week after Roman returned, Cody and Nick Aldis had a segment backstage with Kevin Owens, and they're like, "Oh, we're talking about discussing Cody and Roman again because Roman was champ for this amount of time."
Exactly.
And the only reason KO took that match at Bash at Berlin was so that Roman would get it.
Exactly. So they pick and choose. They've been doing it. They never got rid of that. They literally never got rid of that.
But okay, fine. But there's all the selective choosing, because guess what? Liv been putting in work. If anybody deserves a chance to get her, because if I'm Liv, obviously kayfabe, why the hell Rhea getting the match? Where my match at?
I mean,
I don't care if I'm the tag team. I don't do shit with this belt.
I mean, they did bill it as like the last match. Like after this feud is done. So it was like no matter what, like that is different.
Yeah,
but ain't nobody trying to.
Which they needed to, Lord.
That went on too long.
Whoever won that feud, that should have been it. Because I don't want to see Liv and Rhea again at all. For that they did that too long, bro.
Look, if you're gonna selectively pick and choose this stuff, that's just my problem. I'm looking for, and Santo, and that's why Santo reacted when I brought this up. All I'm asking for is consistency.
Good luck.
Give me the consistency.
Good luck, but don't worry. We better see Gunther fucking beg for
that's
his
what I'm
rematch.
When Gunther loses,
Gunther better add like, hold on, bitch.
I promise you that's the main event for WrestleMania Backlash.
Calm the fuck down. No, let's wait a little, like Money in the Bank, so that we actually have a chance.
I promise you that
we actually need a chance, okay?
Bro, I promise you, when Jey Uso comes out and yeets all over the place, Gunther's gonna come out, choke him out, It'd be like WrestleMania Backlash.
Also, do you think it's going to be a Samoa Joe and Shinsuke thing where Samoa Joe gets the belt back? Because, hey, listen, I'll take it.
No. That would be
Yeah,
crazy.
That would be crazy.
That would
No.
be wild.
I think they'll get JFU the title.
If they did Jay like that, that'd be crazy.
Look,
They should
he
do
has
him
the
like
crowd.
that. Y'all see him as a legit
Yeah.
carrying
On the
title?
flip
He has
side,
to be.
though,
Look
on the
at
flip
this
side, though,
package.
anyone
He's
who
gonna have
thinks
the same reign Damian Priest did.
anyone who thinks Jey Uso is long for this title reign, I got bad news for you. I mean that title reign ain't gonna last very long.
Damian
not
Priest,
holding
he's
that
gonna have
bitch
the
It won't
Damian
last
Priest
this
title
summer.
reign.
It
He's
won't
gonna
last
have
I'm
this
the
summer.
literally
Damian Priest
telling
title
y'all
reign.
the top two favorites to beat Jay for that title is Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio. Do you know how
Yeah.
fucking crazy that sounds?
Yeah.
Do you know how crazy
I
that
don't know
sounds?
why Dominic Mysterio was in there.
Oh, calm the fuck down.
Bro,
Relax.
hold on,
I'm
wait,
talking about right now.
He was
I'm talking about
offended.
right now.
Imagine the heat.
Bro,
Hey, look,
It's gonna
look,
change
all
I
I
can
WrestleMania.
see so
Dom,
many people.
I need
He
to
gonna win
stop
Money in the
cutting-
Bank. What you mean?
I need him to be king of the ring this year.
Look, stop
No,
this dumb
Whoever wins
stuff.
King of the Ring
Let him
is
start
going
cooking
after the world title.
This is Dom's
I
money
need-
in
It's
the
gonna
bank
be
year.
true. Don't worry.
This is Dom's money in the bank year.
Cool.
Dom needs to win the money in the
We
bank
are
this
here.
year.
Look,
I need
Santo,
Dom
don't
to
worry,
wear
Drew
that
winning King of the Ring.
crown
We got
with
this,
the
don't
long
worry.
hair. I need to see.
And they're
all
gonna
that
build
shit.
him like a doof again.
Wait. This is your first time on the show. Can you explain like your hatred of WWE with Drew?
I hate what WWE does when somebody is white hot and then you just continue to book him like a doof right after. It happened with Jey Uso when he was literally white hot. If you were gonna give him a title, it would have been at that point. Now it was the same thing with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, I prayed for this, was amazing. After that, you made him look stupid over and over and over, and we are still here looking like a doof. I am off Drew McIntyre, bro.
Disney look like a doof? I don't know. I don't think he do. I just
He's
think
a
he.
doof.
I think all his losses are a product of his own actions.
Yes, like
I was about to say,
a doof.
Hey,
Like
but
an idiot.
it's a product of his own actions.
Like a
It's a
doof.
product of it. Honestly, I think everything that's happened to Drew McIntyre, he's done himself. I don't because when you're dumb, you don't know that you're being stupid. Like you don't understand that. You're just naturally stupid. No, Drew McIntyre knows good and well what he's doing. Right? He's just stubborn. He wants to do it his way. He wants to gloat. He's obsessed. That's his problem.
I think Santos' point. Why are you booking him to be
Yeah,
dumb?
I'm not at all disagreeing with you, but doesn't that also prove that he's also dumb? If you know you doing dumb shit, but you thinking you smart, but you still doing the things that piss people off and make you lose, does that not still make you stupid while being a smart person?
I mean, the only thing
that perfect definition of the word
in my
doof.
opinion, the only thing I think he did that was dumb was after he won go to CM Punk. He should have just walked out. That's the only thing I think he did was dumb. Everything else, you just lost, gang. Like you just lost.
Oh yeah, no, he looked like an idiot stand there, like, bitch, look like
like come on, bro. Like,
you'll never touch this.
Yeah. Like at that point, go home. But other than that, everything that's happened to him since, I don't think he's looked up.
Mind you, Punk gave him every opportunity. He said, "Congrats."
Get out.
Enjoy it.
He didn't look dumb in Scotland. He got screwed. He didn't look dumb in Money in the Bank. He got screwed.
Listen. All I know is Drew McIntyre came back from wrestling Happy Corbin at WrestleMania and put up the feud of the year. So if you can recover from that, you must be doing something right.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Good cook.
I agree.
Happy Corbin was crazy.
That was trash, man.
But the story of him being homeless was fire. I was enjoying that shit.
The build up to
No, I've said on the podcast before, Bum-ass Corbin, if they had paid it off correctly, could have been an excellent angle, but they just turned it into Happy Corbin. I've said it before. I won't say it again.
James, you know who they put him with?
Madcap
fucking Moss.
Hey,
who mind you, remember, that was the guy that was always getting DQ'd. Getting DQ'd from everything. They just had to protect him. Couldn't take him.
Hey, you gotta remember though. Baron Corbin said it best on NXT. That Happy Corbin giving might have been goofy, but it got the man a $4 million house.
Listen, hold on. Now I feel like I have to say it again.
Oh,
Baron Corbin was great. The stuff he did as a bum was great. Some of the stuff he did as Happy was good. It was just the way he was booked. My only problem, Menace, I've said it on the podcast before, and I'll say it again, is that once they shifted gears into bum-ass Corbin, they had a really solid redemption arc in place to turn him into a babyface, stick a rocket on him and shoot him to the moon, and instead they turned him into Happy Corbin. Not only that, but when Happy Corbin lost its steam, they sent him down to NXT. He puts on the best work of his career, and then they call him up to Raw and put him in a tag team with fucking Apollo Crews. Everything they did with Baron Corbin was set to light a match, light the fuse, and then right before the fuse took off, fucking pour water on that shit. That's all they did with Baron Corbin for his entire career.
And Baron Corbin did say there was people in there that had power.
No, I know. And it sucks for him because I think Baron Corbin was talented as hell. I think he was a better wrestler than he was allowed to show. I think when he wasn't doing the constable stuff, I think he was an excellent promo. I love Baron Corbin. I was a big fan of Baron Corbin, except for the Happy Corbin stuff. That wasn't so great. But
and what was very underrated about him, honestly, because you guys said it in ring, bro, he had an elite moveset.
Yeah,
he had an elite moveset.
That finisher is fantastic.
Yeah. And his signature, the fucking not the end of days, but the tilt-a-whirl. The deep six was great.
And he used to find very creative ways to get people in it too. Not like that weak ass Blue Thunder bomb that never wins matches.
I like it.
I ain't gonna lie.
Honestly, Sami Zayn needs to get rid of that from your arsenal.
It's great.
Thunderbomb.
I think who did he beat for that match?
He won some. I don't know who was
it.
Somebody for that.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was probably like Louis Kaiser or something.
Might have been. I don't remember. He beat somebody with the Blue Thunder Bomb recently. Because Michael Cole even said, he even reacted like, oh, he actually won. The Blue Thunder Bomb puts him away. So.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was recently.
I think it was like Louis Kaiser. It was somebody. It was somebody like in the undercard,
or maybe it was like a tag team match with American May. I don't remember. It was somebody.
Yeah, it was somebody in the undercard for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Miz.
JD.
Oh, it might have been the Miz. Oh, was it JD?
Oh yeah, undercard.
No, that was in 2023 when he was still above. My bad.
Somebody said Miz. Somebody said Miz. Maybe it was.
I think it was the Miz.
Yeah. The Miz, yeah.
And it's the Miz at that point. Like, come on, man.
By the way, if you're going to put the Miz, I know this isn't WrestleMania, that these two are getting nowhere close to WrestleMania at this point. But if you're going to put the Miz and Carmelo Hayes in a team, let them cook. I think the Miz could be great for Carmelo Hayes.
I told y'all, Melo don't Miz.
You gotta let him cook.
I told y'all, Melo don't Miz.
Nah,
Melo don't Miz. I promise y'all. That's gonna be
that team could for real cook. I ain't gonna lie.
I think it'd be good.
I don't want that for Carmelo.
And maybe the Miz is just helping him out backstage.
I'm about to say the Miz can't be in that role.
It's nothing against Miz, but that's like I don't want to see that for Carmelo Hayes, bro. Like he's too good for that. I feel like if they really wanted to, and he looked like honestly, bro, he might not. He probably ain't gonna be on WrestleMania, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you because he's not even in the U.S. title picture.
No, he's not.
He's not. And he doesn't.
If he does anything, it'll be like a Miz TV segment.
He'll be on the Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown. Exactly.
But I promise.
What you mean? He gonna take a stunner from Stone Cold, bro? When they get inducted.
Look, I promise y'all.
The Miz too.
I get you guys' feelings, and I understand how we want to do with these young guys. And I think subconsciously we're scared because we know Vince ruined every NXT call-up he possibly could.
Yes.
But it's honestly okay that Carmelo was not on WrestleMania. I personally think the way they portrayed him, I mean, maybe not to start, but I personally think his future is still super, super bright.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Because think about it. Because look at it like this, right? Even though it's in a different aspect, right? All Dom does is lose, and we talk about him for Money in the Bank. That's all that nigga do is lose. I can't remember the last match he won.
But G, hold on, stop. I can't let you get away with that. Because you can't.
It's not the same, but
it's not the same because Dominic Mysterio is on TV cutting promos involved in stories every single week. So it doesn't matter if he loses because he and here's my other problem. Because we're talking about Carmelo like, oh, it's not now, it's going to be later. So when are we going to start with him? Is it going to be after WrestleMania when at that point you're going to have Rusev and Malachi Black and Ray Phoenix already on top of the guys you already brought back in with a division that's with a division that's being run by Gunther and Braun Breaker still hasn't even hit his stride. I'm sorry to tell you. So if it's not going to be,
you got Ilya, who was used way more on TV.
But I'm telling y'all right now, I think Melo gonna be part of that group. We just look.
I don't disagree. I think he is.
I usually don't do this, and I feel you, Jade. I'm gonna use a phrase that I usually never use. Just let it play out. Just let it play out. Just let it play out.
You out of all people shouldn't be fucking saying.
I respect the blind faith.
Lewis, Finn Balor was just me being a fan. Melo, objectively, I think he's fine.
No, he is fine.
He'll be fine.
But also, people hate me, but I'm also realistic when it comes to wrestlers. I look at their overall package. Melo, besides, oh, look at me, I'm an athletic, great in-ring worker. He needs something else to stand out. This is the fucking main roster. He needs something to stand. Like, I'm sorry. Melo's great. I love Melo. I'm with you. His future is bright if he can stand out. Mm-hmm. Him being athletic isn't enough. This is the most athletically gifted roster we've ever seen in WWE history.
The only person
being athletic ain't cool enough. He's smaller than most of the guys. His mic skills are subpar as a solo act when he's not with Trick. So, yes, while I do agree, Melo still has a very long time to get the tools together. This is a roster where you need to be really good out the fucking gate. And if you're not really good out of the gate, it's going to be a long fucking time before you start to separate yourself.
But the only person that probably will be able to get away with just being athletic, like just all he needs to use and still will get pushed, is probably going to be Logan Paul because of who he is. He's probably going to be the only person that can really get away with that on the main roster.
And also, we're saying these things now with the roster being what it is. After the new call-ups come up, he can easily be overlooked.
I feel what y'all are saying. I really, really do. And I'm not saying you guys aren't justified or you guys don't have a point in what you're saying. But even though I don't think it's as bad, I still think he's been on TV every week. Is it what we want? No, I don't want to see him with the Miz. I think he should have just won the seven match series and won the U.S. title. I mean, shit, they gave it to Shinsuke. I think that easily could have been Melo, right? If you were just gonna give it to Shinsuke and not put him on TV,
if there was a time,
right. If you were just gonna give it to Shinsuke and not put Shinsuke on TV, fucking Melo could have won it and lost it right back. I would have been cool with that, right? So it's not what I want. It's not what I think any of us wanted, right? But he's the exception to the let it play out. And the reason why is because I think him, along with, and Lewis, I've told you, Jade, I've told you, along with the Ilias, I think Ilya was going to need a little bit of time when he came up, right? I didn't think Ilya was going to hit that thing out the gate. And I said that when he was in his peak. I said he wasn't going to hit the main roster out the gate. Braun Breaker can, though, because even though he's definitely dialed it back some, which is pissing me off, that spear is crazy.
Yes.
That spear is elite. That alone, but before the speed, that alone, the first time he did it, I was like, yeah, nah, he's good.
Well, not only that, too, I want to make this point because that leads into what I was trying to say. With Braun Breaker, it starts way before the bell even rings. As soon as that siren starts, the energy in the building changes.
Thanks.
Braun Breaker has a Brock Lesnar type feel to him. When he comes out, honestly, the energy, and when Carmelo hits, it's just like, oh, cool theme song. Like there he is. Right now, the Carmelo Hayes is nothing more but a more in-ring talented MVP. He's just there backstage, floating around, talking shit to people, but not getting shit done.
There's also different feels of people that you could tell. If you go back and look at those guys in NXT, they both had great NXT careers. You could even say Melo had a better NXT career. Mm-hmm. But when it all came down to the main roster, I was always telling people Braun's gonna be the one.
He's the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's literally the face.
Right. Braun's next. Melo could still be cool, but Braun is next in line.
Right. And I agree with you. That's why I feel like with Melo, it's gonna be a slower build. And granted, could he realistically, I think if we were all booking it, Melo would be in a better spot. I agree with y'all. Yeah. But I think because again, it's the same thing when Ilya gets back. It's the same thing when they bring up some of these slimmer, like that. They look strong and big in NXT, but when they get to the main roster, they gotta now start competing with the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" niggas. Like it's gonna be a minute. Like I love Ilya, and I know y'all love him too. But like him and Melo were always gonna be in the same boat to me. As when they get to the main roster, it's gonna take a little, more time than we realize for them to really hit their stride. And the thing with Melo, what fucked him up, they turned him babyface when they shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what messed up Melo. I think that babyface run really messed him up because the double turn was cool in the moment, but Melo's not a face.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with Melo, and you can fucking clip this. I don't give a fuck. You know Malik, I don't give a fuck. My thing with Melo is when we're looking. Let's compare to you guys know I call it the Holy Trinity. Him, Braun Breaker, and Ilya, right?
Mm-hmm.
I call it the Holy Trinity. Out of the Holy Trinity, Carmelo hasn't shown enough for me to build off of to separate him from the pack. Braun Breaker easily has shown something that can separate him from the pack. Ilya, they show something like visually. You look at him like, oh, who the fuck is this? You see his in-ring work. You see his face-to-face with backstage with Gunther. They showed you like, yo, this is a guy a lot of people fear. With Melo, he hasn't shown me on the mic character work or even in-ring on the main roster that can make me separate him from the pack. That's the thing. That's where I'm like, he needs to evolve. Being athletic is not enough. You got fucking Phoenix coming in that can fucking do a front flip in between the ropes and land on it. That's not gonna fucking impress. That like what Melo's doing is not really impressing anybody.
And for me, I think one reason why, like everything y'all are saying is 100% valid. Like I agree with all of it. I think for me, why it's so blatantly obvious that like Melo is separated from Ilya and Braun is because it's simply just been like their presentation so far. It's been when Melo first debuted, this boy literally lost to Cody, then he lost to like some other big names. When Braun debuted, he was just beating the brakes off of all random no names, like establishing that like he's this motherfucker. Ilya putting on fantastic matches with like established main roster stars. So it's like if you're gonna have Carmelo lose to these big names, it has to mean something later on. Like, what is him losing gonna lead to in a couple of months? They haven't done that. But
that I do agree. Here's the question I want to ask you when it comes to separating. So it's very important. If I ask you who's Randy Orton, like you can tell me who Randy Orton is, right?
Yeah.
So real quick, tell me who's Randy Orton.
14-time champion, first ballot of famer, legend killer.
Okay,
times,
so
you know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's go. Without mentioning NXT accolades because they're on the main roster now. Who is Braun Breaker?
The badass.
Badass Braun Breaker.
Badass Braun Breaker. Who's Ilya? Who's Ilya?
Next
Dragon.
No, hold on. No. I'm not trying to cook him, but I'm just clip purposes. Who's Ilya Menace?
The Mad Dragon.
Mad Dragon. Who's Melo?
Him.
What? All right. So when we say him, like, yeah. But in a sports aspect, right? When we say him, G baby, what do you think of him?
When I think of him, I think you're like that. And the problem is, all you do is lose.
Melo don't miss. Melo don't miss. He's 2022 Russell Westbrook.
But it's but in my opinion, I also think it's how you're losing too. Like, I mean, Melo does some athletic stuff and it's impressive, but when Ilya loses, it's a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
Like that,
I mean, I think what the misstep that they did with Melo, that unfortunately he's gonna have to rebound from, was them not having a declarative winner in the 7-match series. Because he was losing spectacularly. I personally believe Andrade and Carmelo put on 7 straight great matches.
I agree.
And the last 4 were elite. I think the last 4, the first 3 were, okay, we getting our footing. And then after that, they put on 4 straight elite matches. The problem was the 7th one ended in a DQ. All you had to do was, like, I don't know why, and this is something WWE is allergic to still, even now. They're allergic to declarative winners. All they had to do was have Hello Man. He's the heel. Andrade could have got a shot later down the line, which, by the way, he's now in a where are you vortex.
Yeah.
But, like, where are you? But all Melo had to do was win that match. And he could have still lost to LA Knight because LA Knight was still over like crazy.
Yeah.
Still could have lost, but that would have done so many wonders.
I just think it's 50-50 with Melo. It's 50. I agree. Presentation fucking means everything. But it's also like when you're comparing him to the other young counterparts, it's like, what can we really use? Because the big thing in NXT was like he came up in an era where there wasn't a lot of athletic NXT talent. Like, this would be a buck. A lot of them were big and swole because of Vince.
Yeah.
Melo was the only one that could really stand out because of his athleticism and shit like that. Now you're on a roster where Drew McIntyre's fucking doing tope con hilo over the fucking ropes at 6'7". Like, what are you bringing to the table that I can?
I think from the beginning too, they should have, because they brought him up pretty much at the same time. I think they should have brought up Braun waited a month and then brought up Carmelo. I think that would have helped.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing because, you know, a lot of people felt like when Braun and Carmelo came up, because of the hype that they had and the differences between the two, a lot of people were saying that, oh, this is the next Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, right? Well, now it's starting to look like the next Roman Reigns and Fandango. Honestly, I don't know. They need to do something with Carmelo. They need to do something with Carmelo.
I get your point,
nasty.
Jay.
I
I
didn't go
get
that
your point,
That's
but like,
crazy.
Let me get to some of these super.
It's
chats.
like Roman Reigns and Billy Kidman.
We'll get to some of these super chats. We
Roman
got
Reigns and Zach
here.
Ewing.
She wants a birthday shout out. Happy birthday!
Birthday.
Thank you for watching the pod.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday from everybody on the pod, even though there are some people who aren't here. But
But G, you get what I'm trying to say though. He just needs something that like they can really build up. That's
and
my
I
thing.
agree, and I agree,
That's it.
but I think
That's
he'll be
it.
fine.
I agree. In the end, they'll figure it out.
There's only so much you can do to build
That's
a
why
match.
the best segment.
Yeah, but
That's
the problem is comparative to last year, though, it's the consistency. Because even though last year we knew that the big beats were coming, there was still good stuff happening week to week. That's not happening.
But do y'all
Shout out
feel
AJ one time, G Maniacs Rise.
getting tagged for the G Maniacs, Phil.
Hey,
Right there, getting tagged for that.
G, I see you been hitting the gym. I see it, Foreman.
Hey,
I see it.
I'm gonna wait till I hit my actual goal, but trust me, hey,
I don't think we're quite
Do
at
your business.
Homelander Cody yet. I think that's probably going to come later this year.
You've triggered my
Oh,
trap
yeah,
card.
yeah.
You've triggered my trap card. Can you put that back up, please? You've
Dude,
triggered my trap
Homelander
card.
Cody's like
Triggered my
so
trap
far
card.
away.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
feel
we
like-
we
it's
don't
far
need
away.
that.
We got time to
Yeah,
get.
we don't
No,
need
I
any
I want to
aggressive-
I want to bring up some names for you guys though. Potential names that probably could not make WrestleMania this year. That
Hold on. Can we let Random go with the Homelander shit real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
this is the biggest. You rarely ever get something like this. And from the moment John Cena turned, I was like, oh, I started cooking this up. I think you have Cody and Cena's career with a double turn. You turn Cody heel into Homelander, and John Cena retires the babyface, losing the title, or his career's over.
You're talking about later.
You want to
this
do
year,
it in
not
a
at
way
Mania,
with
right?
not at Mania, not at Mania,
right,
but at the end of the year. So this is what I'm talking about. The one thing I think I've noticed is that a lot of people, I think Karen Cross brought it up, is Cody struggling with the idea of being the top guy. Now, has he handled it? Absolutely. But they're also these things he bring up. It's different when you're up here, man. Everybody's asking a lot of you. You're doing, and eventually, whether or not it's Cena winning, and maybe for a while Cody can't beat Cena, and Cody cracks, man, and we finally get that Homelander. Obviously, this is just me thinking. I haven't workshopped it. I'm not talking Money in the Bank. This is how the match goes. This is what happens. Blah blah blah, and it continues the thing. But I think having Cody turn, go heel, retire Cena. Maybe Cena's fully like Santo brought this up. Like Cena wins it, he stands there and he looks at The Rock, and Cena's like, "This wasn't worth it. Number 17 wasn't worth this. Me sacrificing everything." But just workshopping it. I think there's such a moment for a Cena Cody double turn. I'm talking Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin double turn level stuff. And then we go, Cena's gone, and now we have Cody Lander running the WWE with an iron fist. And I
honestly think that's the most likely scenario. A buddy of mine pitched that similar thing to me.
Louis, stop teasing,
let him get out his own way first before he starts saving
bro.
everybody.
He's gonna save it, bro. Don't worry, bro.
But I wanted to ask y'all that. How do y'all feel about that? Could that actually happen? How could that look? Because Cody Lander's there.
So
execution.
One last thing. The nastiest thing. Crazy part is Santo. I watched that this morning. When Cody Alabama slams Kevin Owens into the ladder, and I'm still like, how did Kevin Owens walk away from that? And then you see him, he's celebrating. Then he grabs the titles and he walks over on top with the camera, and he looks at him to just make sure, like, yeah. And I'm like, he's coming. And I think the retiring Cena, and people are like, damn, Cena's gone, with Cody Lander showing up. Tell me how y'all feel about that. The double turn is there. I think
I got to see the build to it.
You had to build to that. That happened later on in the year.
So I like it. I've always thought about it like this, right? So, and again, we just spitballing fantasy booking shit here. I always thought where it's like, what if it would be cool if kind of like that where the double turn happened, but it was after Cena realizes, damn, I turned my back on all the people that helped me get to this point. then Cody realizes, what if The Rock was right? What if I want to take that deal now? And Cody basically accepts the deal after John Cena turns his back on The Rock. So we still get that double turn, but it's in the way of Cody finally joining The Rock now. And then we get that Cody Rock, heel. I'm like, what do y'all think
And then
about
The Rock
I-
disappears for 2 months, like he just
So-
did.
No,
I don't think it happens.
happens.
I really don't think Homelander Cody happens anytime soon. I genuinely think that Cena wins, and then Rock comes out and just says, "All right, give me my title now." And Cena slowly starts realizing maybe this really wasn't worth it. And you have that whole character arc between him going through just the reality of his decision. Slowly trying to win the crowd back and whatnot. I don't know what happens to Cody after, but I think that's what happens after Mania. The only
reason I'm saying retire when whoever gets to retire John Cena, that's massive. They're not going to fumble it the way they fumbled the Undertaker. Now you can only give that to certain people, that opportunity to retire John Cena. If we're looking at it right now, there's like 4 people off the top of my head I would give that opportunity.
Well, it's not going to be Cody because Cody's going to win that title back before Cena retires.
I agree with that.
Cena's not holding that title until his last match. Now,
wow, it sounds like a layup for Braun Breaker. That's crazy.
That's why I was getting there, Louis. That's where I was getting at. I think Cena's going to turn back to face just in time to get his ass smacked by Braun Breaker.
Come on, Braun, do the Lord's work.
Obviously, the last caveat to this double turn is that the only reason I'm saying this could happen is only because Jay works out magnificently. That's the only reason I'm saying that. That's my biggest thing to saying why it won't happen. Jay has to work out perfectly.
This is the thing about Jey Uso that I hope everybody understands. Even though I'm really mad, just like Cena, I'm mad at you guys for turning on him the way y'all did. Let's not forget, this nigga was a loser before he won that Rumble.
Still fucking is.
And that's why, once he wins that title, he is going to have the Damian Priest title reign. He's going to hold it for a couple months. He's going to defend it at some pay-per-views. And then when it comes down time to it, yeah, you getting smacked, baby.
No, he's gonna lose
because look, I'm gonna say this right now. We still need the Usos versus God. We still need the Usos versus God.
I wish.
And when that nigga what's that nigga name? Tongaloa? When he get back, you know they salivating out the mouth.
You think Tongaloa gonna beat Jey Uso? Shit, I mean, at this point,
no, I think they're gonna get him back together because I think at this point Jacob and Solo won't be together no more. So it'll just be Jacob running around with them niggas. And then eventually, because I think Tama Tonga and them are going to get the tag.
Are you trying to book Jacob beating Jay?
No, I'm not talking about for the title. I'm saying,
I was hoping you said yes.
I'm saying
I was hoping
you said yes.
I was hoping you said
yes. I mean, if they ever do fight, Jacob would win. But Jacob's not losing to a lot of people. Let's be real. There's only like 3 people in this company.
He's Gunther level. You can say it.
I'm about to say there's only 3 people in this company Jacob would lose to, and the 3 names are Cody, Gunther, and Roman. Those are the only 3 niggas he losing to. That's it. He's not losing to nobody else.
Now, Menace said something I would love. Don't get me wrong. Like, me and Random, we'd be screaming on fucking microphones if Gunther had the opportunity to retire John Cena, bitch ass. But we'll never get that. Because you know why we won't get that? Because it's already been reporting that we're getting Goldberg. So,
bro, don't waste Gunther's time with that. Don't waste our time. Don't waste Gunther's time. Why?
Yes.
Let that old man retire to pasture.
We gonna pack Goldberg up.
He's the Brock Lesnar replacement. I've been saying this since it came out.
Brock need to hurry up and come back and get to work too.
He ain't coming back.
When Brock Lesnar was confirmed to be part of that lawsuit, I said, "Damn, looks like you're getting Gunther versus Goldberg instead." And they already set it up. They set it up in Atlanta.
I'm not surprised. I'm just saying that's what we're really getting.
We're gonna get the Goldberg versus Gunther.
Random, don't worry. It's gonna be a 7-minute match, and Gunther gonna whoop his ass.
You think it's gonna last 7 minutes?
Bro, they're not, bro.
Throw him out.
Gunther going.
You gotta count the entrance, bro.
You gotta count the entrance, bro. You gotta count the entrance.
3 minutes of actual match.
Bro, you gotta have the stare down. You gotta have the stare down, bro.
The entrance, stare down, and the match. Okay, that's
bro. He's gonna do exactly how he did to Jey Uso. He gonna reverse that spear into a power bomb. He gonna get his ass beat. Simple as that. Plus,
So
Goldberg already said he
Always
wants to.
He's
pass
gonna
the
give them
torch.
the zestiest pin. The zest.
Crazy.
That's
So these
Look, I'm
are.
one of those people.
You know, whoop his
So
ass.
I'm just one of those people. Don't waste Gunther's time with this at all. I don't care about the torch passing. We don't need him to come back and lose a 3-minute match. I don't care. Your time was done. Like we get y'all fed him the Fiend, and we've been paying for it ever since. Rest in peace,
Bro,
Goldberg
Goldberg ends the pain. I mean, Gunther ends the pain.
I don't
I'm here to tell you right now.
Gunther ends the
we
pain.
don't
play with you in the video games. That's the only time you should be facing Gunther's in 2K25. That's the only time. I don't care.
Hold on, hear me out. Hear me
I
out,
don't
though.
care about this.
Hear me out, though. We whoop Goldberg ass, and then we get traded to SmackDown, and we get revenge on Cody, bro. It works out in the end. It works out. It works out.
Look, he might be cooking.
He
I'm not
just
gonna hold
traded to SmackDown and avoid the goal. I'm just so sick of Goldberg. I'm sick of him thinking that he's better than he is. I'm sick of him thinking we want him to come back. I'm sick of his stupid fucking smiles every time he gets interviewed and they ask him about coming back. Sit your ass down, because every time you stand up, you have to get a drink of water and get a deep breath. Just fucking sit your ass down. Leave us alone. I'm so sick of Goldberg. I'm sick of him coming up in conversation. I'm sick of having to worry about him coming back to have matches. I'm sick of watching him almost die when he's walking to the ring. You definitely can't book him at Mania, because if you make that sumbitch walk to the ring at Mania, he's going to die. He's going to fall over and he's going to die. Just let Goldberg. Just let him go. My God. I'm so sick of it.
Bro, we can't let him go, bro. Gunther gonna give him the biggest beatdown ever.
I thought my hate.
I usually don't get sucked into the trolling on the show, and I just got sucked
I'm not
into it.
trolling.
I'm no Goldberg fan. Like I stopped.
I don't care if he comes back, loses to Gunther. It's whatever.
I never cared.
As long as Gunther wins, that's what I care about.
He gonna win. Trust. He gonna win.
I mean, Gunther's gonna win, but that's all that matters. As long as
if there's anybody Triple H would take a bullet for, that's not Shawn Michaels. It's 100% Gunther.
Yeah.
Do it at Backlash Mexico. I'm cool.
Man, they had Gunther on
Be
the
at SummerSlam.
LFC
It's
show
gonna be at
questioning the
Mexico?
Undertaker.
I
I
thought
don't
they
know
were
what to
St.
tell you.
Louis.
Is it?
I'm going
What's the
there,
pay per view
yes.
that's in
St.
Mexico?
Louis.
What's the pay per view? What's the pay per view that's in
St.
Mexico?
Louis.
there's no pay-per-view in Mexico.
There's none yet.
Not
I could
yet.
have sworn they announced one.
No,
I know they're working on Italy.
It's gonna be at
too, for
SummerSlam,
it.
bro. It's
They're working on India for 2026 or 27. India.
India,
the way,
India
they
getting what?
haven't said nothing about Mexico.
India
Just a
getting
show.
what?
They haven't announced anything. Just a show so far.
But these, so I want to give y'all
put this out
some.
there right now. What's today's date?
The
I want to
days
give
of
y'all
Marty-
some.
Marty-
I want to give y'all some names that probably aren't going to be on WrestleMania that maybe could have been in storylines or different things.
Do you want us to tell you if it's crazy or not?
I'm just going to name some names. Y'all let me know how I feel about it. So Alexa Bliss. I mean, I thought she was going to do
Yeah,
something.
that's
I
kinda
can't
wild.
imagine
That's
what's
wild.
going through their head.
She came back kind of for nothing. Sheamus could be in the IC title picture right now. He's not doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's
Sami
really
Zayn. Sami Zayn hasn't been
I'm
on
down to
TV
see
since
another
the
match.
Elimination
and,
Chamber.
and that's not wild either. That's
Yeah.
not
Hold on,
wild
it's
either.
shame. Hold on, it's Sheamus though. It's Sheamus.
I'm not gonna lie. Sheamus not being on Mania is not fucking.
Yeah, it
Nah.
is.
That's not crazy, but he could be involved in the Intercontinental title.
He could, but it would just be throwing him in there to tell the same story they've been telling for 2 years.
And, it's
And
already
then,
kinda-
we finally get the payoff. That's elite.
and the
Yeah,
IC
I'm
title
sure.
picture is already kind of bloated as it is. Like I think you have Dom win the title at WrestleMania,
I hope.
and then maybe Sheamus can take it from him or something like that. But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
too
he's cooking. He's cooking there.
because it's too bloated right now.
Is
Those
Sheamus
poor guys.
hurt, by the way? Because I can't imagine what they're thinking going
He's
through
not
this
doing nothing.
European tour. But they're in Europe. Why isn't Sheamus there?
He's
Just-
Cooking again.
He's not doing nothing.
Cooking again.
So Alexa Bliss, Sheamus, Sami Zayn, Nia Jax has been in catering.
Sami Zayn is wild. I don't care how you feel about him. Sami Zayn not involved in anything is wild.
I agree.
They did something with Karrion Kross, and I guess that's.
I'm sorry. I don't care how anybody feels about Sami Zayn. That is wild.
I think Sammy's probably going to have some involvement in the Randy Kevin story.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, he
Now,
has.
in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
in the past 2 years, he was main event at WrestleMania. He just beat Gunther last year, and for him to not be on the show, you can't tell me that's not.
But if you think about it
it's
though,
wild.
kayfabe wise, yeah, he shouldn't be on the show.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked.
destroyed.
Oh yeah, he got
He just got destroyed. So
Yeah, he got
kayfabe wise,
It makes
I
sense.
appreciate it.
It
Because
makes
if he would have
sense.
came out the next week, I would have been pissed.
So you think
Yeah.
he caused KO the match against Randy?
I don't know if he's going to cost him the match, but he'll be involved in some way.
I think he does, actually.
Especially if it gets a stipulation, it would make sense. I think it's going to be like a last man standing or something.
And there were two people who just came off world championship runs, both Liv and Nia Jax.
Liv should be on WrestleMania. She put in too much work over last year. She should be on WrestleMania.
She will be. They'll throw a random tag title match.
I think it's going to be. If I'm being honest, it's going to be Raquel and Liv versus Bailey and Lyra. That's what I think.
That's what they'll do.
What happened to the IC title?
Just send it to NXT, bro. Just send it.
Doesn't matter. They got to figure out how to put it on WrestleMania.
So. Random. It's just a throwaway.
It's gonna be. That's gonna lead into Lyra versus Liv for the IC title.
Random again. I said this earlier, and I said this weeks ago. This is exactly why the mid card titles weren't needed, because we're already at WrestleMania. We're just at WrestleMania, and they already have nothing to do with these fucking titles.
Right.
I knew.
Oh, and another mid card title is Chelsea Green too. I don't think she's gonna be on.
I think Chelsea will though. I think she will.
I think she'll get a segment or something. I don't know if she'll get.
I think she'll find a way to be on Mania.
She'll do a little backstage segment.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I knew the moment when they weren't gonna take the mid title series. The moment they had Lyra Valkyria be the second woman eliminated in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I said, I know you lying when I'm looking at 5 jobbers currently standing next to her right now. And you telling me that the Intercontinental Champion is the second woman eliminated? Y'all don't respect them titles.
You wanna know
y'all don't care.
You wanna know when I knew they weren't gonna take those mid-card titles seriously? When they introduced them.
And they kept the tag titles. That's why I was like, yeah.
When they introduced them, I knew good and well, because I'm not gonna get into it again. I've said it before. Triple H, TKO, y'all fell to the pressure of the internet.
I feel like the most craziest one out of everybody. I don't know, man. Alexa Bliss is kind of wild.
It's really Nia for real.
Especially since she came back in the Rumble, like you would assume, like, all right, we got some.
Nia's kind of wild too.
But do y'all think Alexa Bliss isn't doing it because the Wyatts?
I was gonna say, I think Alexa is suffering because the Wyatts aren't there.
I think if the Wyatts were there, they were gonna do. Alexa was gonna join the Wyatts. It's gonna be Alexa and Nikki versus Liv and Raquel for the tag team title.
Well, it's because Bo Dallas is hurt, right? Like, he's legitimately hurt.
Yeah,
I would say Nia is probably the crazy because she just came off being the world champion and she's
Queen of the Ring.
From what I heard, they're just not doing nothing with her. She's just sitting back.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, she's not even hurt or anything.
And it's kind of crazy because it's not like they have any depth in that women's division. Why can't she just squash Chelsea? Why not?
Because it's heel versus heel.
Not squash her like.
In the era, fucking heel and face, that shit don't matter no more.
Yeah, but like she could. I'm not gonna lie.
Another name is Andrade too. Somebody Andrade.
That's not crazy.
That's not crazy.
He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything.
It's not crazy, but it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because he was there last year, but you know,
it's a damn shame.
It is what it is,
and that's literally how I feel about Melo at this point. Like him and Andrade is in the same boat.
I would say maybe Rey Mysterio, but I feel like they're gonna do him versus Chad Gable probably. Or,
that's probably what they'll do.
Sorry, technically it's not Chad Gable. That is
El Grande
and Americano. Two different people. I'm sorry, two different people.
But I mean, I kind of want to see El Grande versus El Generico.
By the way, shout out to my
the same thing when I said that. I was like,
shout out to my best friend Adam Ryan, because we did e-fedding together for several years on Facebook. We were a member of an e-fed group, and one of his characters that he did was called Masked Freedom. It was, and El Grande Americano is literally clip for clip Masked Freedom. So we have this theory that Chad Gable was in our e-fedding group years and years ago, and that he stole Masked Freedom and created a character out of him.
I'll tell you one match I'm enjoying the build, and I feel like they need to parlay this more. Is Naomi and Jade. The work they're doing with Naomi is so good that people are saying, oh, Naomi. Well, one, I think Naomi should win the match at WrestleMania, even though she probably won't because Jade's the babyface. But not only that, not only should she win it, I think this should parlay to her winning Queen of the Ring and challenge for the world title at SummerSlam. She keeps the momentum going. Like a lot of people saying Money in the Bank, but I think it would do way more for Naomi if she wins.
Queen of the Ring for sure.
I think she's going to
win. I
the
believe
ring.
she's going to win. I think she's.
She needs to win either or. I don't care which one, but she needs.
So
to
I haven't seen SmackDown, so I haven't seen what she did. But just based off of what, because I'm gonna watch.
You need
after
to.
The show.
It was a really.
Honestly, I was busy. My girl had an event that I had to help her out with. We literally got home at 5:30 and slept till 8:00 this morning. I don't know why we fell asleep that long. So I haven't watched SmackDown. So it is what it is. But based off of what I've seen from Naomi, I don't think she's gonna win any of them because I don't think she won in this match.
I don't think she is either.
She's just a heel that's turning into a loser, or not turning into a loser, that's staying a loser. Because the only time she won was next to Bianca. And what's Bianca doing? Main event, or not main event, but world title. What is Naomi doing? About to lose to Jade. Because why is in kayfabe in the history of WWE? What is telling y'all Naomi is winning this match? She's not justified. She's not a justified heel. She was jealous that Jade was in kayfabe, she's jealous that after that little that 6-woman tag match at Mania, Bianca still a star, Jade a star, Naomi losing to Nia. That's what she's mad about. What in the world makes y'all think she's winning this match? And if she loses this match, there's no way you can go from that. Because WWE has a lovely thing of turning people heel and then them losing right away. What makes y'all think she's remotely close?
I don't think she's going to win the match. I do think you need to see what she did, though.
I will see what she did, and maybe that'll change my mind. But you know,
I don't think she wins either.
But Lewis, you know how I feel. You know I hate when they turn people heel, and then they lose right away.
There's no payoff. Yeah, I agree.
There's no payoff. So I don't believe if I looked at all the women, right, on the main roster, whatever, that aren't going to be champions coming out of this, right, and I said, who would I pick to win Queen of the Ring? I promise y'all, and I mean this, and I get it. I know I can be hyperbolic. I promise y'all, I would probably pick somebody coming up from NXT before I pick Naomi to win Queen of the Ring.
Well, let's see
before
how
I pick them to win Money in the Bank. I promise you I would.
Well, let's see how it goes after Mania, because I don't think she's beating Jade even though I think she the momentum, it will help her. But after Mania, if you keep her momentum going and let's say Bianca wins the world title, you got Naomi wins Queen of the Ring. You got a main event right there. Or not main event, but you know what I mean. World title match will be Bianca and Naomi.
I don't know. Storyline wise, they could make that a main event pay-per-view match.
And
but you know they won't. But you know they won't.
Exactly, yeah. But,
you know they won't.
But that that sounds like a
right. But my thing is, just based on how WWE moves, there is no way I believe a heel, a freshly turned heel, that loses the big match for the reason they turned heel in the first place. Right. There's no way they keep up that momentum. There's no way. Because who does she feud with after that? Because Queen of the Ring ain't till July or June, whatever it is, because it's like the pay-per-view right before SummerSlam. So you got to do something with her to keep her momentum up for 3 months. And, mind you, they already suck with the women's division as it is.
I have a theory. Have her, after WrestleMania, have her go to Raw, win the title, win the IC title from Lyra, and build off that to Queen of the Ring.
So the mid-card champions winning Queen of the Ring? That's what
it's happened before. Why not?
For the women?
No, not for women. Having like a Godman IC champion.
Yeah, that's the men. That's the men.
So let's start it with this. I think that's a good idea.
I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm saying they won't do it. It's WWE. When do they care? They do not care about women like that. Sorry to bring it to the young people. They do not care enough. They do not care enough.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Jade and Naomi is going to end up being a one-off, especially with the promo Naomi cut. I think they're going to really drag this out.
So if they do a trilogy, okay, cool. Naomi should win the first one.
I feel
they will.
No, I feel like Jade is more than likely going to win the first. Then how I would do it, I'd have them meet in the SmackDown finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament, have Naomi beat her there, which gives Jade a reason to not only go after Naomi, but go after the title Naomi's going to eventually win.
See, I like that.
I haven't watched SmackDown, so I can't say too much. I'm going to watch it.
I don't think it's a one-off.
It's not just
I'm going to watch it with objective eyes, but Naomi...
We also got to think about Bianca. Does Bianca have something
Bianca's
to do with
this?
And Naomi and Bianca, they got
winning the Bianca feud. I don't think she won either of the things.
I don't think she's feuding with Bianca. I think her and Bianca are together.
You think Bianca
still think that?
I don't know, man.
I think.
I do not believe that at all.
I believe it. I think
they may not be together now, but maybe they could get together later because Bianca and been kind of crashing.
Bro, Bianca and Jade been feuding, have been beefing on Twitter, subbing each other and shit. Like,
nah, because Jade said that she never really cared about Bianca for real. She said she was closer with Naomi than any of them. So,
but. If you want to say Jade and Bianca have a feud just because they have a feud, fine. That whole Naomi and Bianca being together, that's been dead. I
don't. Yeah, I wouldn't put them back together.
Now, if you want to say Bianca and Naomi eventually re-find each other because Bianca finally turns heel, okay, cool. But it's not going to be because we both plotted on Jade. Like, that's not going to be
no.
Yeah, I agree. To me, though, I just feel like you got a built-in, if Bianca wins the world title and you had Naomi win the Queen of the Ring, you got a built-in match for SummerSlam right there, especially with the promos that we had a couple weeks ago. But again, you got to keep momentum with Naomi because that segment she had last night on SmackDown was great. And I like a big problem people have with Naomi is, oh, well, she's never been that good on the microphone. She's doing some of her best character and promo work I've ever seen. And I feel like, and we already know how good she already is in the ring. If she can keep this momentum going, and it's because I love Naomi. I really want her to win the world title. She hasn't won champion in 8 years. I think it's time for her to get another title.
And she's probably not winning another world title for another 2. I feel you. I feel you on the IC or the US. That's a perfect spot for her. I gotta see it to believe it. I don't believe Naomi is winning that world or basically the women's world title. I don't think she's winning either of them at all. Because I don't think she's gonna win any of these feuds, and you're a loser. So why would I believe at that point that you're championship material? The only reason I'm rocking with Jay is because he won the Royal Rumble, and at that point, you gotta give it to him. Yeah, but if he would just be trying to challenge Gunther without winning the Rumble, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Naomi is costing Bianca the match at WrestleMania. I still think she's gonna play a part of that too. Because
I wouldn't hate it because Io's retaining.
Yeah, I think Io retains.
Yeah,
I think Io retains, and then they tell their story with Rhea and Io. Like Rhea has to figure out how to overcome Io for the world title, and then Bianca moves back over to the Naomi and Jade feud because now Naomi just cost Bianca the world title, so now it's personal. And Jade don't trust either of them now, so she's still involved. She don't trust Bianca.
Yeah.
She don't trust Naomi. That's how you tell that story right there. So,
and if one of them does get a mid-card title, that would instantly elevate the title right then and there. If one of them was able to get that mid-card title, because you put that title on any of them, that would elevate. Hey, no disrespect to Lyra and Chelsea, but if you put one of those titles on Bianca, hey, that instantly gets the title more credibility.
Well, yeah, Bianca for sure. If you put it on, it elevates it by default. It elevates it by default, like. Yeah,
I said it before we started the thing. Those titles should have went to veterans. Because people would have cared about them more immediately. And
they should have never went to anybody. Bayley could have won that title. We wouldn't care. They don't know how to book it. They don't know how to book it.
They don't give them time either.
Like real talk, I don't care about Bayley. I don't care what she does. Only people I care about. And honestly, they're hanging on by a thread. I know y'all said Tiffany rebounded, but the fact that Tiffany got cooked by someone who can't cut a promo.
Yeah,
she got cooked badly.
And I tell you
crazy
what, I told Malik this reason she got cooked so badly was because as a rookie she was following the script too much, and Charlotte was going off script, and Tiffany didn't know how to respond to that.
You're right.
I mean, with Tiffany is that they're really making her like. I don't know why they're pushing her so overly baby faced, because when she was doing work on NXT as a heel, she was fantastic on the mic.
Because we have someone like Charlotte Flair. Like Charlotte Flair is a more natural bitch than someone like Tiffany Stratton.
Right.
Like when Charlotte Flair be really cooking like that as a heel, no, she's one of the best menaces on that roster. You can't out bitch someone like Charlotte Flair going into a WrestleMania, if that makes sense. So I kind of get it.
And also too, not only that, because Charlotte is way worse babyface than I think Tiffany ever will be.
Yes.
100%.
WWE also has a problem where other than Roman, they're cheering them. We got to keep them babyface. Why do you think it took the Street Profits so long? They should have been here. Oh, they're cheering me too much. I got to be babyface. Like that's they fall into that trap all the time.
I feel like
they do. And then I don't know where the name went. Whoever said it. I've been off the Finn Balor train. Okay, I've been off that. Stop doing that. I was forever ago.
Yeah, I lost faith in Balor a long time ago too.
Everybody should have. I want to do something with you guys since WrestleMania is coming up. I'm going to give you guys some random matches, and I want you WrestleMania matches, and I want you to rank them how you rank them from 1 to 5. We think the best matches. So we'll go individually. So random will go first, and Menace. Everybody was going to rank their matches individually how you would rank them. So everybody's going to get a turn.
Don't step in and say nothing.
Kyron will go last. So I want you all to rank these WrestleMania main events all time. So just strictly how you would book it, how you not how you would book it, but how you would personally rank them from 1 to 5. So we got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 1 at WrestleMania 39. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 19. John Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 28. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista, WrestleMania 30. Undertaker, HBK, WrestleMania 26.
Can you repeat it one more time? I'm sorry.
Gotta write it down.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it one more time?
Roman versus Cody 1. Kurt versus Brock, WrestleMania 19. Cena versus Rock 1, WrestleMania 28. Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Batista, WrestleMania 30. End of it. Streak versus Career, Taker versus Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
So how would you rank those WrestleMania matches? All good matches. Not a bad match, but if you had to rank them from 1 to 5, how would you rank them?
All right. So I'm gonna start from 5. 5 is Cena Rock. 4 is Kurt Brock. 3 is Roman Cody. 2 is Daniel Bryan triple threat. 1 is Undertaker Shawn Michaels. That's the best WWE match, in my opinion, that WWE has ever done. If we're talking that first one, it's the best match they've ever done.
No, the second
one.
This is 26, the main event.
Oh, 26.
Main
Then
event.
know what? Still one, but it's close now. The first one, that's the best match they've ever made. Like, I watched that. I can't believe they give that away on free TV on YouTube. You can just watch that right now. They should charge to watch that match.
And are you also counting build and everything?
It just matters how you do it. Some people do, some people don't. So however you want to do it. Some people feel like the build doesn't count. Some people feel like the build. I personally think it counts because to me, like when you're building up a match, that you're telling me why I should care about it. You know what I mean? So why should this match? Now sometimes the build doesn't live up to the match. If you look at Randy Orton, Triple H, the build is great, but the match wasn't as great. Sometimes the match is better than the build. You look at Charlotte versus Rio. Build wasn't that great. Match was phenomenal though. So it depends on how you want to do it. However you want to do it is how you want to do it.
See, I did mine with a mix. It's just that I think both Cena Rock matches, I wasn't enamored with the once in a lifetime. Then when they did it again, I definitely was out. Like I just was not moved by the build or the match. Maybe because my expectations were higher.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of lost me.
I just wasn't moved by it.
The first one is elite, but the second one, they should have.
The second one is tainted.
Should have never did it again. They should have.
I was about to say the second one is tainted because it shouldn't have happened again. And CM Punk was the sacrifice. That's why I think the second one gets tainted a lot because they sacrificed CM Punk for it.
And also didn't help the Rock, and it did also help the Rock down there towards pelvis, so the match wasn't gonna be good anyway.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Rock towards pelvic muscle like 8 minutes into the match.
Oh,
the second one, not the first one. The second one.
The second one.
Okay, I still think I'm looking at them. It's still,
but it's your ranking. It's your ranking.
It's completely.
Menace, how would you rank them?
So I got Taker HBK 1. I think, me personally, that's probably a top 3 WrestleMania main event that will ever be. Like, I don't think there will ever be a match better than that except for WrestleMania 25. Number 2, I got WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan, Batista, Randy Orton, specifically for the story buildup that was part of that match, and then just the overall like emotional aspect of Daniel Bryan being Triple H early in the night, then being the 2 other members of Evolution. So that's why I'm putting that number 2. Then number 3, I got Cody Roman, more so for storyline build purposes, but the match was still phenomenal. 4, I got Cena versus Rock, and then 5, Brock versus Kurt.
G, what about you?
So I definitely, for me, have Kurt Brock at 5. I have that one at 5. Kind of wrestling between the 2, but I'm gonna put Roman Cody 1 at 4. And I'm only gonna do that because sadly I think number 2 is so much better, and the story and the emotion behind 2 is a lot more heart-wrenching and a little fearful, but a lot more heart-wrenching than it was behind 1. And then I'm going to put WrestleMania at 3. It's definitely more story carried than anything, but WrestleMania 3. And then I have Cena Rock at 2. I don't care what y'all talk about. That shit was elite storytelling, elite everything. And then Streak versus Career at 1 because I actually think that build to that match was better than the first one.
Everyone thinks that.
No, you'd be surprised.
People think 25 had the better build?
Yes.
You'd be surprised. Yeah.
You'd be
Well,
surprised, yeah.
26 had the better build.
No,
I
26 was
think
obviously the better build.
26 had the better
25 just had the
match.
better match.
Yeah, 100%.
If you had put 25's match with 26 build, we're talking about the greatest match in wrestling history.
And nobody would ever
By a
touch
mile.
it. And nobody would ever touch it.
Something. What about you, bro? What you got?
I got Daniel triple threat at 1. I think, or I love the story, the build. I think it's the greatest underdog story that I've seen in wrestling. Roman, Cody, I do have at 2. The reason I got it there is because of the shock factor of him winning Rumble. You think it's automatic, and him losing, I was like, wow. Sean Taker at 3, in-ring fantastic. 4, I have Cena Rock. The promo battles in that was elite, and Kurt Brock at 5.
Lewis.
All right, so number 1, Undertaker and Shawn. I don't gotta say too much. Number 2, Malik knows how high I am on this match, and it's Roman and Cody. I fucking love that match. I can talk about the match for hours. 3, Kurt versus Brock. I have it. It was an extreme display of just pure wrestling. Like, these boys are wrestling out there. Number 4, Batista. The triple threat at 30. I thought the match itself was solid, but the moment definitely does elevate it. But I thought the match itself was cool. B-level type match. And number 5, Maivia versus Cena, because the match was meh to me. I don't care. Crowd reactions don't mean much to me. Every time I watch a match, I take the crowd noises out of it. The match was okay at best. Build was great.
What about you, Kyron?
5, I got Lesnar and Angle. It was a great wrestling match, but the other matches just felt like bigger occasions for a WrestleMania main event. 4, I have Rock Cena. The build-up was great, but like Lewis just said, the match was just meh, and it was a little bit too long for its own good. 3, I have the Roman Cody match. I think the match they had at WrestleMania 40 was better, but in terms of pure wrestling, the match they had at 39 was better. And 40 and 39, yeah, the shock element of Cody losing, because Malik knows how pissed off I was that night. 2, I had the triple threat WrestleMania 30. One of the best builds they ever had, and that moment of Bryan winning was great. And number 1 is Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Okay, we'll do 2 more for y'all. So
Glad we have number 1 right. I'm glad we got that one.
For the most
So I
part,
guess
we got
I'll do my rankings for these 2. I'll do mine since I asked the questions. Number 5, I would have Kurt versus Brock. Number 4, I would have the triple threat match. Number 3,
Really?
I would have Roman Cody. 1, 2, I would have Cena Rock, and 1, I would have Taker and HBK. Counting the builds and the matches, everything included.
I'm surprised you had the triple threat that low.
I'm not. I know Malik very
I'm
well.
really surprised.
I know Malik very well. I knew he was gonna put that pretty low.
What, we talking about WrestleMania?
It was cool, but I mean,
The match
is a
itself
story.
was cool.
That is
The
a
story was
story
great.
carried. That is a story carried.
story was great. I think Triple H and Daniel Bryan was better.
Now, if Triple
but
H
it
was the
was.
WWE champion, we'd be having a different discussion right now. You know,
All right, so this category is going to be different. I'm going to give you world championship matches at WrestleMania. So it'll either be a WWE championship match or a world championship match.
Are we ranking again?
I want you to rank. This is different categories. I want you to rank these world championship / WWE championship matches at WrestleMania. You have John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 23. Edge versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 24. Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 35. Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 20. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 40.
I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna hate me, but you probably gonna have to repeat that because I gotta retype that.
Yeah, I gotta retype it too.
All right, so Shawn Michaels and John Cena, WrestleMania 23. Edge versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 24. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston, WrestleMania 35. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 20. And Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 40.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of an easy one for me.
Yeah, this is very easy for me.
So we can start from the bottom this time. We'll let Kyron go first, and then we'll just go up to the top.
Oh, okay. Well, number 5 is obviously Drew and Seth. I mean, it's the shortest match. It was the opening match, and Seth going through hell the night before, he wasn't going to be 100%. So Drew and Seth's number 5. Number 4, I have Eddie and Kurt. I think it's a great match, but I like the other 3 a little bit more. Number 3, I have Bryan and Kofi. I actually cried tears of joy when Kofi won that match. Number 2, I had Edge and The Undertaker. Anyone knows me knows my favorite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 24, and this is the main event. And Malik knows how much I love the John Cena Shawn Michaels match WrestleMania 23. I think it's one of the most underrated WrestleMania main events of all time. So I have that at number 1. And yes, I'm of the opinion that Cena and Shawn Michaels had a better match than Batista and Undertaker did that night.
Go ahead, Lewis.
It's not crazy to take it off.
So at number 1 for me, I have Edge versus Undertaker. I don't know. I thought everything was just perfect about that. Number 2, I have John Cena versus Shawn. Thought his match with Triple H was just a little bit better, personally. At number 3, I have Kofi versus Bryan. I feel like the moment gets talked about a lot, which is true, but Kofi and Bryan also had a very solid match. Like they had a very good match before the moment happened. Number 4, in Eddie versus Kurt. No, people hate me for this, but I've rewatched that match so many times, and the match to me was good. Nothing for me to write home about. I thought Eddie and Kurt have had better matches, but overall, I thought it was cool, especially in their placement on the card. It was cool. And number 5, Drew versus Seth. Not because it's the same thing, Kyron, only because it didn't really have a lot of time, but for for purposes, Drew and Seth was a really good match. It was just fast, but they did cook though.
Okay, so I'll go number 5, Drew versus Seth. God, that was the beginning of the end for me. Number 4. Man, they have him as a doof. Okay. Number 4, Bryan and Kofi, great match. Number 3, John and Shawn Michaels. Number 2, Edge and Taker. Number 1, Eddie and Kurt. I'm a big Eddie Guerrero fan. That match meant a lot to me.
So Santo, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Who you think got better character work, Eddie Guerrero or Tribal Chief Roman Reigns?
Oh my goodness, fucking why?
Better character work?
Yeah.
I feel like we're about to hear some slander.
Oh, yes, we are.
This question.
Gee, you couldn't wait till the segment was over, bro.
Come on,
I just wanted
man.
to ask real quick because he said he's a big Eddie fan, so I wanted to see if this is true for all of them.
I left Trent Servers for that.
I just wanted to see if people were still online.
Better character. I mean, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm biased. Eddie.
Yeah, see. I told you.
But here's your thing though. But you just asked for better character. Impact is different now. If we really break down the nitty gritty, but character work is like we're taking like impact and actually decide.
No. You're right. I am taking that side. I'm looking at how you were able.
Oh, so you just think Tribal Chief is just a better character?
Yes, I'm looking at how you were able to develop your character in that time frame of you playing that character. And I'm sorry. Yeah, Eddie was like that. It's not Tribal Chief, bro. It's not Tribal Chief.
I'm gonna just mute my mic.
Especially because to me, it wasn't that just Roman turned heel to me, right? It was the fact that he turned into a character that we all had never really seen before, and it had so many layers to it that like everything he did, you almost felt was for a reason. Yeah. Like, especially when he was really introducing it, and it was like tribal combat. Oh, there's consequences. What? What do you mean there's consequences? Like, what's gonna happen? You're gonna be out the family. Like that type of like acknowledge. Like, I'm sorry. That's what I talk about when I look at the character. How you were able to develop, how many layers you had, and I think promo work technically goes hand in hand. But it can also be separated because you can cut a great promo, but like for example, that was the biggest complaint about Bray Wyatt for the longest. Great promo. What the fuck did you just say? Yeah. Like, what did that mean? What did it do? Right? But the way he spoke and the way he articulated, shit was elite. But like, what are you talking about?
So Santo, for context, G and Trent Server got into like this 2-hour debate about Roman and Eddie. And the biggest downfall was character work, and they were going at it for a minute.
Because somebody tried to say that Eddie Guerrero's character work. Because somebody said that Eddie was over Roman all time, and I was like, you can't have that argument. What are you talking about? And they said, well, I was like, obviously we know Eddie's better in ring. Nobody's gonna argue that, but that's not enough. If that was the case, HBK would be the GOAT, and he's not. So why? I was like, why do you have Eddie Guerrero over Roman Reigns? And then the first thing out their mouth I heard was character work. I was like, yeah, these conversations.
You know, I actually had some friends at work try to tell me, and I couldn't believe my ears, that they thought Big Dog Roman Reigns better than Tribal Chief, and I told them, so you telling me you want to go back to when dog food promos and suffering succotash? That's what you telling me when you say Big Dog is better than Tribal Chief?
Let's Santo.
I hear what you're saying, and I would say I agree. Tribal Chief is the better character, sure. I think consistency to me matters and longevity. Eddie's character throughout his entire run was actually consistently great. And for me, the promo with him versus Brock talking about him being a drug addict and all of that, I don't think Roman has hit a promo like that. You
lost me crazy. Because I was about to start feeling you. Because I could get what you on the consistency. Because even though I think Roman really only had 2 bad years of Big Dog, like it was really only bad for 2 of them. The rest were pretty good. It wasn't as bad as people think. I could feel you on that. But Roman Reigns, he ain't got a promo that hit the little drug addict one.
Not to me.
Yeah, that's crazy work. I'm not gonna lie. The Brock promo, elite. Who was he about to face? Was it Logan Paul?
That's my favorite Roman promo of all time. That's my favorite Roman promo. That is my favorite Roman promo.
All timer. The John Cena one when he finally got back at him, elite. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
We're gonna just have to agree to disagree because I don't think it hits like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But is it on me now for the people?
It's on you, Jay.
I'm surprised that didn't get worse.
Because he was being realistic at some point. We can disagree on what the better promo, but he recognizes he don't got Eddie over Roman, so it's fine. So at 5 for me, Seth Drew. It was a finisher fest. We know Seth's back was messing up, so it was a finisher fest basically. Like it opened up with a Claymore. I was like, am I watching Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg? What are we doing? I struggle with these two, but I would just put Eddie versus Kurt because I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember too much of the build. I don't, so I don't know how good of a story it really was going into it. Brian Kofi, I do agree with you, Lewis. It was a solid match, but very story driven. And then I have HBK Cena at 2, and then Edge Taker at 1.
What, Menace?
So at 5, I got Drew versus Seth. Kind of the same thing y'all saying. Like it literally was just a finisher match, lasts only a couple minutes. The ending of the match was literally more exciting than anything they did in the match as a whole. Number 4, I got Eddie versus Kurt. Nothing bad about it. I just don't really put it any higher. Number 3, I got Cody versus Bryan. Fantastic story. I genuinely didn't see myself getting that emotional whenever that boy won, but I ain't gonna lie, man. That really made me sit there and be like, I love watching professional wrestling. Like that was one of them that like it kind of hit me. I ain't gonna lie. Number 2, Edge versus Taker. Just a fantastic story, fantastic match, great character work, all that stuff from the match. And number 1, one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time is John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. That is one of the greatest in-ring matches WrestleMania-wise. For me, I've seen in a good minute.
Random, go ahead.
All right. Like everybody else, I have Drew and Seth at 5. It's just Seth's injury, really. Just I think it really hurt both of them at that point, especially since to salvage that, the ending had to be what it was. Because I don't think Damian Priest cashes in. Then if Seth doesn't get hurt, then I got Daniel Bryan and Kofi. Like this is unfair, right? Like the build was great, the match was pretty good, and the worst part about Kofi Mania is knowing that it really meant nothing. They just fed him to Brock and it just moved on like it was. And I know it's unfair, but I can't take that part out of it for me. Now, for me, 3 is Eddie versus Kurt. Yeah, me is Eddie versus Kurt at 3. Number 2, and this was close, man. Like, thank God you had me go last because I was waffling. It's Edge, Undertaker, especially when you know the history behind it, where Undertaker really pushed for Edge to break the streak, and Edge said no, and he didn't want to.
That.
Yeah, so I mean that's very interesting. The Undertaker felt like this guy deserves it of all people that he's faced. And then number 1 is HBK Cena. Like I think it's highly underrated, a fantastic match. I think weren't they also the tag team champions at the time too?
Yeah. They were. Yeah,
so it's just one of those where like when people say Cena has the 5 moves of doom, he can't wrestle, blah blah. I throw them this match. Like, and it's just like respect what the man's done for real, and that's my list.
That build was so star-studded because what was it? At No Way Out, it was Undertaker, Batista versus Cena and Shawn.
That man is so good.
Dude,
So I'm gonna do my rankings. Obviously, at number 5, we all have Drew versus Seth. I wholeheartedly agree on that. Number 4, I have Kofi and Bryan. Good match, good build. Number 3, I have Eddie versus Kurt. I think that was also a good match, good build. Number 2, I have Shawn Michaels and John Cena. I've always felt with Lewis, I think Triple H and John Cena is better than that match. I thought that's John Cena's best WWE title match at WrestleMania to me. And then number 1, I have Edge versus The Undertaker. One of probably the most underrated WrestleMania main events that doesn't get talked about.
Kyra, don't shake your head at us. Don't shake your head.
I know. It's just I've had this debate with Malik for years. We've always gone back and forth about this. Like, now, me and Malik have been friends for 7 years, and we've had this debate since the beginning. He's always been seeing the Triple H. I've always been seeing the Michaels. And I've said this, seeing the Triple H had a better crowd reaction because it was a smaller arena. But I think Shawn and John actually had a better in-ring match, which is why I think it's the better of the two matches.
I mean, just because you have a better in-ring match don't mean it's the better match, though.
That's fair, but I actually rewatched both matches just recently just to see, and I
You
still
better have the in-ring merchants at your house with pitchforks. Like, what was that bitch?
Wait, Cena Michaels was the one where he drove through the city, right? In the Mustang.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Mustang one. That was in Detroit. That was
Like, I rewatched both matches.
I don't know. That Cena gangster.
They're both good matches.
That Cena gangster entrance against
Crazy.
Triple
That's like
H,
you see it.
boy.
Every time I watch that match, I just look for CM Punk as the one of the mobsters. I just look for him every time. Oh, there he is.
So ever since I like found out stuff like that, I always like, hey, who's this? Who's one of these security guards that we're gonna see later in NXT?
Who's the future WWE champion?
The Creed brothers. The Creed brothers are literally
MJF
that.
backstage.
So we're gonna do one more. This one is gonna be.
Sasha and Alexa was Triple H's fucking like people at his entrance for 30.
Yeah, I know.
This
31.
It was
This
30.
one's gonna be this one's gonna be a little
30.
bit different. This one's just for more fun. These are all bad matches.
Bad match. Oh no. So wait, is number 1 gonna be like we think?
So
it's
you gotta
the
rank
worst?
what match you think is the worst.
Oh hell yeah!
Malik, if you say a certain match, you know I'm putting a certain match number 1. If you
So
go first
these
match
you're going to rank these WrestleMania matches. Which one you think is the worst one? And they're all bad matches, but you got to figure out which one you believe is the worst one.
Okay, I already know.
So we have Chris Jericho Fandango, WrestleMania 29. Randy Orton Triple H, WrestleMania 25.
Okay.
Jimmy versus Jay, WrestleMania 40.
Jesus.
John Cena versus The Miz, WrestleMania 27. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 34.
Oh,
you picked some mid.
you didn't. This is not bad. I thought it was gonna be.
Pick some fucking.
Can you say it one more time?
What was the last one?
They're all bad. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 34. John Cena versus The Miz, WrestleMania 27. Jimmy versus Jay, WrestleMania 40. Randy Orton versus Triple H, WrestleMania 25. Chris Jericho versus Fandango, WrestleMania 29.
Okay, I didn't think it was gonna be as bad as I thought the match.
These are all bad matches. You're gonna figure out how you're gonna rank them as far as which one is the worst.
I feel like I'm missing the match. So I have Fandango, Orton, Cena. I'm calling it Seth Cashin because that's what I'm gonna call it.
That's not the Seth Cashin one.
It's not the Seth Cashin.
Talk about the second match they had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do that. That was
about the one Roman.
No, this is the one in New Orleans.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. I got my WrestleManias mixed up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
So you're missing Jimmy J. That's the one you did.
That's the one I'm missing. Uso.
I got my list together. Let me know.
So do I.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so we'll start. Let Random go first, and then we'll just go down to the bottom, and I'll go last.
Oh Jesus.
These are all such good matches, weren't they?
I know, man.
I'm gonna
You know what? Okay. To be honest with you, I don't really care. You can roast me. I'm gonna go at 5. Okay. I'm gonna go Roman Brock. 4 Cena Miz. 3 Orton Triple H. 2 Uso Letdown. 1 Fandango Jericho.
So you think Fandango Jericho is the worst match out of the 4?
Hold on, gang. We'll get to the nitpicking
I'm
in a minute.
I'm asking.
Yeah, number one is who he thinks the worst. Number one is the worst.
Cool.
And I'm not gonna hold you. I think all these except for maybe Roman Brock, I've only ever seen them once, and I've never went back. You're asking me to pick between a whole bunch of trash. I don't. Oh, this one's
they're all
trash.
Walking dumpster fire.
I already know.
All right, go ahead, man.
Walking dumpster fire.
All right, so 5 is the best. 1's the worst.
Yes.
All right, so at 5, I got Randy Orton versus Triple H. I don't think it was necessarily a bad match, but they for like the build-up was good, but they got clearly overshadowed by Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. If they were put before them, they probably had a better match because it was like the crowd got taken out of it, and plus you're just like that was the greatest match of all time. So I'm gonna put that number 5. Number 4
of all time. Sorry.
So the fourth worst, I guess. I got Cena versus Miz. And I know that might sound kind of wild, but it as terrible as it was, I think these other ones now they have elements that make this shit egregious. Like number 3, I'm going Jericho versus Fandango. That shit was just nothing about that was entertaining to me. Didn't care about nothing in the build. Didn't care about Fandango. Didn't care that he won the match. Nothing about that match gave me anything to go off of. Number 2, Jimmy versus Jay. Come on, dog. You talk about one of the biggest marquee matches that was going into that pay-per-view. That shit was dragging. It was boring. They didn't have enough excitement. Didn't do enough cool spots to make me believe that y'all in a blood brotherly feud. Just number 2. And then number 1, I don't give a damn, is Roman versus Brock. You not about to tell me that I'm going to sit through 7 F5s, 6, 7 F5s that this man took? And he kicked out of every single one of them shits. But going to get hit with one spear, and that's all it takes? Man, bye.
You know what was bad? We had to watch 6 hours of a mid-mania just to get that match.
Just to get that. Just to get that.
Like, that's what pisses me off more, bro. And I had to go to school the next day.
Same.
Going to school after that is crazy.
That was so bad.
I'm gonna need a day off after that.
Thank
So
God I already graduated.
I've decided to rank these based on basically being let down. So 5th,
Okay.
Fandango Jericho. Didn't expect much from that shit. And the only thing that really pisses me off about it, for real, is that Fandango could win, but AJ Styles couldn't. That's the only thing that pisses me off about that match. That Fandango got to win over Chris, but AJ Styles did it. Number 4, Cena Miz. Miz got concussed. There's nothing you can do. He already wasn't a good wrestler as it was. That was a main event off of Mid-Mania because John Cena was the biggest star, and they set up Cena versus Rock. So that is. Now we get to the nitty-gritty. Triple H Randy. I do agree with you, Menace. You kind of convinced me. That's why it's not second or first, because you're right. I think people would view it a little differently if it wasn't the main event. And now, granted, I still agree with you, Malik, though. Should have had a better stipulation. But nevertheless, it would, it let down for for things that they technically couldn't control. So it was what it was. Now, oh my God. Jimmy Uso versus Jay Uso was by far one of the most egregious letdowns of a match because it wasn't hard. It was a layup. And they were JaVale McGee on Shaqtin' a Fool.
Oh, damn.
Like, I'm sorry. I get they weren't, they're not the greatest in ring.
Damn.
But, all they did was super kick each other.
Yeah.
That's horrendous. Jimmy Uso gonna yell at his kid to get off his phone and start watching him wrestle. Well, maybe there's a reason he was on his fucking phone. That shit, oh my God, bro. Can you believe that's one of the only bad matches on WrestleMania 39?
Or WrestleMania 40?
40.
I mean 40, I'm sorry. On 40? That's one of the only bad matches. There's not a lot of bad on those cards. And that's the bad one. But that's sickening. And then Roman versus Brock, it does hurt. It's also a bigger letdown as well because that Mania should have been amazing and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the end, like you said, Samoa Joe got sacrificed 1 at 5. Braun Strowman 1 at 5. Everybody got sacrificed to him kicking out of 7, and he still didn't win the title. At least we thought, okay, well, this reign of terror that Brock was on will at least be over with. At least we'll have a champion that's on week to week TV. Nope, Brock still won. And then you had Roman come out the next week and basically say, "Oh, I thought Brock was going to the UFC. I thought he was leaving WWE." Basically, mad that Vince changed the plans, and that's what he complained about to the live crowd, mind you. I thought Brock was leaving. nigga. And if he was, you still lost. So if anything, he would have left with the title. You still lost, my
I told
nigga.
you, we sat through 6 hours of a mid-ass Mania just to get that shit.
Santo, go ahead, man.
God. So cutting through the feces at number 5, we have
what the fuck?
Randy and Triple H. Overshadowed, of course. Number 4, Cena and Miz. Concussion. 3, I have Y2J Fandango. Wow. The decision that was made to put Fandango over, just really head scratcher. Wow. Jimmy and Jay at 2. How people are saying they are spamming the emote for Penta, they spammed Super Kick. And Roman and Brock. The potential that could have been there. Like Luis keeps saying, he was edging the entire time, waiting for a release. It did not come. It's complete trash. It's dog water. It's whale feces. It's trash can juice. Throw it away. Just straight hot ass.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Lewis, what's your ranking?
All right. My criteria is I don't fucking have one because why would I give them a criteria? They suck. They don't deserve one. Number 5, Jericho versus Fandango. Feel like people gotta relax. The thing is, at least Fandango was over as fuck just when his theme song was taken over. So rightfully so. Realistically, even though we like it or not, he should win the match. And they did. Number 4, Cena versus Miz. Going into the match, didn't expect much of it. Came out of the match, didn't gain nothing from it. So it's kind of hard for me to it didn't have expectations. Number 3, Randy versus Triple H. I'm one of those people where I really don't give it the grace for going after Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. If you're great no matter what. And I feel like no matter where you are on the card, most of the time you should be able to deliver. And even though they went after Undertaker and Shawn, they still didn't deliver on their build. The match itself, I think is boring. It's very slow. I was just waiting for it to end. Number 2 is Jimmy versus Jay, because unlike Randy and Triple H, if the build up for Jimmy and Jay was a 9, the in-ring work was a -9. There's nothing to say about that. The match sucked. And at number 1 is Roman Reigns versus Brock. A big reason is because the amount of lore this main event has, for all the wrong reasons, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, from Vince's booking to Brock himself saying he didn't like the match and throwing the belt at Vince backstage, and Roman and Heyman. That match has so much lore by itself. It's so fucking bad. So that's why it's number 1, plus the crowd reaction. I know I said I don't really play much into it, but the fact that people didn't care for the match and people was still surprised Brock Lesnar won, that shit was crazy. So that gotta be a number 1.
Kyron, what's your ranking?
5, Jericho and Fandango. I mean, the match wasn't good, but we weren't expecting anything out of it anyway, so who cares? 4, Jimmy and Jay. I think it was the only flat-out bad match last year at WrestleMania, and it was the worst match of last year. But I hold the other 3 in higher regard because they were WrestleMania main events, so I feel like they need to be judged harder. Number 3, I have Triple H and Randy Orton. The build for it was great, but then they wanted to be cute when instead of having to be a no-holds-barred match or a stipulation like we wanted, Triple H can't get disqualified or he'll lose the title. And you had the match go 25 minutes. And a big thing I don't like, people say, it was destined to fail because they had to go up to Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. That's not true. Because, and I told Malik this last night, if you go back and watch Triple Threat World Title match that happened right after Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, the crowd is not fully dead for that match. So I don't want to hear Shawn Michaels and Undertaker killed the crowd. That's a big misconception. Number 2, John Cena and The Miz. I think this match is bad. And as the WrestleMania main event, you should never use the main WrestleMania build for next year WrestleMania. Also, Miz got concussed at the end of the match. So the concussion is an excuse because he didn't get concussed at the start of the match. But number 1, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns WrestleMania 34 is the worst main event in WrestleMania history. The build, we were telling WWE for a long time, this is not what we want. We don't want it. Then you give us the match after a 7-hour-long Mania, which was already disappointing enough. And then, like you guys said, Roman kicking out of 6 F5s. And then throughout the crowd was never going to be into it to begin with. And after every finish, every kick out, the crowd just booed and booed and booed. You had announce table spot, Roman getting busted over the hard way, and nothing mattered. And at least you're thinking, I remember saying going into that Mania, just let Vince have this. Just let Roman win so we can move on. And then Roman loses. So it's like we got to keep going through this feud more. Now, I thought we were going to parlay it to next year's WrestleMania. Thankfully, they did it at SummerSlam. But for having that match be that bad, that tone deaf what the audience wanted, and then having Roman lose, that's the worst one.
So my rankings, I would have Jericho and Fandango at 5, just because, I mean, I didn't expect much from that match anyway, so I wasn't really let down by how bad it was. In the 4th spot, I would say Orton versus Triple H. I feel like that was the correct main event of WrestleMania because that had the best build going into that WrestleMania. That build was better than Taker and Shawn's build. Shawn and Taker just stole the show. And if they had a stipulation added to that match, I feel like it could have been a lot better, especially how personal that storyline was and everything. Like the fact they added a stipulation where if Triple H gets disqualified, he loses the title. Doesn't make sense at all.
Disqualified and counted out.
Yeah, doesn't make sense at all. I would say Cena and Miz would be number 3. That's one of the worst WrestleMania main events ever on one of the worst WrestleManias where the WWE champion was the third most important person in that feud behind Rock and Cena. Second, I would have Jimmy versus Jay just for the fact that is one of the most boring matches I've ever seen. I mean, they got what they wanted. I know they both dreamed about having a WrestleMania match, so kudos to them, but they wrestled the same style, so their chemistry just wasn't really there. And number 1, by far, one of the worst WrestleMania main events ever. I hate this match with a passion. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. The fact they put the 2 guys in the main event that majority of the audience did not want to see as their world champion and thought that shit was going to cook. I don't know what they thought. And the fact Roman Reigns kicked out of 5 F5s in a row. I watched the match. I remember it in a row.
How many times have you watched the match?
It happened, bro. I couldnthis couldn't believe it, bro. This guy was like Thor or something, bro. He kicked out of 5 in a row and then still lost in the end.
How many times have you watched the match?
Once.
I've only seen it one time, but I'll never forget it.
It's that that impactful that you watch it once and it just sticks.
I'll never forget it, bro.
I just like it for the car crash aspect of it.
The first one, not terrible. He kicked out of the second one, not bad. But then he kicked out of 3 of them. These were back to back to back, like in a row. He kicked out again. Then he threw him out of the ring, put him through the announce table, and then threw him back in the ring, suplexed him, and then hit him with another F5.
And he kicked out.
And then still lost.
And then he still lost in the end. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
The only thing I remember is the crowd like being like they popped because Brock winning was like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Bro,
like that's how I remember them being like, what the fuck did y'all just do?
If you go back and watch that match, you could hear a pin drop because nobody reacted to anything besides the ending.
Okay, it's a quick question. I just want to ask, which match is worse, Brock versus Roman or Brock versus Goldberg?
Brock versus Roman by far.
Brock versus
Roman by far. Brock versus Roman by far. By far.
They're both pretty bad though, actually.
No, but it's by far. It's by far.
I love watching Brock and Goldberg for the awkwardness of it.
To be fair, I'm gonna say, but they both were kind of doomed.
At least Brock and Roman, the Madison Square Garden crowd was entertaining enough. There was nothing entertaining about Brock and Roman. At least with Goldberg,
to be fair,
both
matches were doomed from the beginning because people knew Brock and Goldberg were leaving, and they obviously didn't care about the match.
And they tried to throw Stone Cold into it to try to make people care.
The fans didn't care about it. Brock and Goldberg didn't care about it. There was nothing they could have did to make that work. And nobody cared about Brock and Roman either, though. So.
And another problem with the build for Lesnar Goldberg and no one talked. And you can see if you watch the video package for the match. After Austin's named the referee, the build is mainly Austin versus Lesnar. It's not even Lesnar versus Goldberg anymore.
I will say though, one thing WWE does very well, they can sell you on promo packages. If you didn't watch wrestling, you just watched the promo package, you thought the match would have been good. Oh, yes. You go back and watch the Brock and Roman promo package before the match. You think the match would have been good?
I haven't gone back to watch that either, Malik.
Just based off the promo package, they can make a promo package look good for anything. But both matches were pretty much kind of doomed from the beginning. If you think about it, like at least what makes Roman and Brock worse to me is that they actually were trying. They tried.
They tried everything they could. Tristan said it right. I bet all of us collectively were just sitting on our couch like this, waiting for Roman to beat Brock just to get it over with. Oh. And once Brock got that win, we probably all jumped up like, what did y'all just do?
See, I was.
Well,
I mean,
they didn't even
like-
said they had to extend it, bro. Like, oh, man.
I almost fell asleep watching the match. Like after Roman kicked out a third at 5, that's when I kind of checked out. I'm like, wait a minute, Strowman. It took one put down Strowman, one put down Joe, but Roman kicked out of 3, 4, or 5. Like, come on, man.
Not even to mention, bro, when Brock Lesnar destroyed Super Cena, bro, it only took 2 to beat John Cena. You telling me Roman Reigns better than those guys?
And then Roman,
better than John Cena? That's what I'm supposed to believe.
That's how I took that.
Then he opens up Roman hard way, like busting him open legit. Then Roman makes a comeback. I'm thinking, okay, all right, here we go. The match is over. Then he hits another F5. 1, 2, 3. I'm watching like this. 1, 2, 3. Really?
That's probably what I did. I was like, no.
It was bad. To end off the show, I want you guys to give me what is your Mount Rushmore of the greatest WrestleMania matches ever. Your 4 best WrestleMania matches.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
I got this.
Yeah, you can base it off how you want. You could do based off match quality. You could base it off
Our
build,
time has come.
whatever, however you want to do it. But to me, what is your 4 GOAT matches? I mean, I can start if you guys want me to, because I already have my 4.
I mean, I
got my 4.
So to me, the 4 greatest WrestleMania matches ever, I would have to say The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That's probably the best crowd reaction you'll ever see for any match. Also, a very good build. One thing that I also never understand what people say about this match is if you put the match on mute, the match isn't that good. I don't understand why anybody would watch any wrestling match on mute, because if you watch the pandemic, you would understand that crowd reaction is heavily invested into what wrestling is. So,
Oh yeah,
I have to say Rock versus Hogan. I don't think it's a bad match either. I think that's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, one of, if not the greatest WrestleMania match of all time for many people. I would have End of an Era, the Hell in a Cell match, Triple H versus The Undertaker. I think that's the greatest Hell in a Cell match ever. One of the best storytelling matches I've ever seen in my life. And then, honestly, at number 4, I got to go Roman Cody too, bro. I think that's the best WrestleMania main event they've ever had. The story, the moment you get from that, like, that's a match I feel like you had to just be there in real time to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can go back and rewatch it, but like in real time watching it, you just knew it was special. Like, that's one of the reasons like I love professional wrestling. It's like watching that in real time was like, I know cinema gets used a lot in wrestling, but that was like real cinema stuff that we watched right there. That was like a movie that we saw. It's something you're gonna tell like your grandkids about. Like, oh man, you had to be there for that one, bro. Like, you can go back and watch it, but in real time, you had to be there to see that in real time. So those would be my 4: Rock versus Hogan, Taker and Shawn 25, End of an Era Hell in a Cell match, Taker and Triple H, and Roman versus Cody 2 at WrestleMania 40.
I got my list. Yeah.
This is just WrestleMania matches.
WrestleMania, yeah, it's
WrestleMania main events.
Matches, not main events. Matches.
Oh, okay, can you skip me because I'm still going?
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go, Luz?
No, we can go in order.
Oh, for sure. So for me, I got WrestleMania 25 and 26. Just literally, I mean, WrestleMania, goddamn. Undertaker, Shawn, WrestleMania 25 and 26. Like, get my words out. I think both of them back to back are the 1 and 2 WrestleMania matches ever. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Rock Hogan. That was when I was thinking before he actually said it. And then number 4, this might be one people disagree with, but I'm going Kurt versus Shawn Michaels. I think for me at least, that is, in terms of a in-ring standpoint, that might be one of, if not the best in-ring WrestleMania match, aside from obviously Taker Shawn. Just from a classic wrestling standpoint, that match is phenomenal and it hits everything out the gate. Like, at the moment that match starts, you know, okay, they about to get this shit going. Like, and then just like, I like the storytelling where Shawn Michaels is out wrestling the wrestler Kurt Angle. Like, there's different elements in the match that makes it elite to me. So for me, I'm gonna put Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels.
That's one of those matches where I ain't mad at it if you got it there.
Yeah, that's in my top 5.
I ain't mad at it.
It's number 7 on my list, but it's on mine.
It's on top 5.
What's up? Respect.
Lewis, you can go if you already have yours.
All right. So for me, I feel like there's one match on here that people are gonna call me stupid for, but like Malik knows me, bro. Malik known me for too long. So number 1, another hot take. I think End of an Era is the greatest match I've ever seen. I think it's the greatest match of all time. That's just me personally. End of an Era, I got at 1. Number 2, I have Undertaker versus HBK at 25. And number 3, this is the match I feel like people are going to be surprised on. I feel like the build gets overlooked. The revitalization of this title and how the match executed on reviving the title. Gunther versus Sheamus
I
versus
knew you were
Drew.
gonna say that.
I have as a top 10 WrestleMania match of all time.
It's in my top 10.
I
It's
need
in
to
the-
have. I need to have it here, man. Because it was the match that really truly embodied what the Intercontinental Championship is supposed to be, and those three men revitalized that shit. And Titus on commentary, goat. And 4 is WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold versus Maivia.
I can go.
Put him on there.
Okay, these are just my top 4 favorite WrestleMania matches. Number 1, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. Number 2, Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania 40. My reaction to Cody when I legit fell on the ground. My best friend, she texted me, called me crying tears of joy when Cody won. Number 3, this is probably the one. This is a match that WWE won't ever bring up again, but I love this is a personal favorite. There's a WrestleMania 20 main event between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chris Benoit. And number 4, I'm surprised no one brought this up yet. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13.
Yep. Ew.
Oh, Mo, you missed out, Mo.
Hey, Kyron, you might look at me sideways. I thought the triple threat at Backlash 04 was better than 20.
Look, I think the Backlash match is great too, but I think the 20 match is just a little bit better. But I think it's great. It's a great triple threat as well.
20 is special, but the one at Backlash is pretty good too. Who? Everybody else have their list?
G go ahead. Straight 2020 matches.
I'll let you go, and then Random, you go last.
Okay. G go have straight 2020 matches.
No order in particular. I got Taker and Shawn. Phenomenal in ring, great story, highlights. Everything is just great. Next, I got Rock and Hogan. My God, what? That's peak wrestling fandom right there. I have Cody Roman as well. Fantastic story, build, everything, culmination of it, just fantastic.
Which one, WrestleMania 40?
I
or 39.
I mean, in ring, I like the first one more, but I would go with totality. I would go with the second one. And at 4, and no one has said this, TLC match. Edge Christian, Dudley.
That was mine.
That was number 5 on my list. That was number 5.
Oh, you put the TLC match.
I put the TLC match on that. When I saw that as a kid, I was just wow. Just people can actually do this in wrestling.
Whoa.
I have it.
Imagine seeing Spear Jeff live like
that.
Well,
it's on my Mount Rushmore because I feel like that's the reason every year we talk about putting on the ladder match on WrestleMania.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the reason we talk about, oh yeah, hey, we gotta have a multi-man ladder match. So that's why
you have a 90s match on there?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Growth.
Oh, we not done with the 90s?
2001, technically. 2001.
I mean,
2001. Oh, it's still growth.
But why? Honestly, I'm shocked. A lot of you didn't put TLC 2 on there.
It was number 5 on my list.
That's what I'm shocked about personally, because that changed the landscape of 1 ladder matches, but 2 for sure. The whole reason we had this little tag team ladder match, TLC. Whole reason we always talk about a ladder match on Mania. Money in the Bank got a slight thing to do with that, but it's mainly TLC. Yeah. Right? But it's TLC, it's Roman Cody 2, it's Shawn Michaels and Taker 25, and the end of an era.
Okay. Random.
Rock Hogan can kick rocks.
That's a great match.
I thought he was gonna go before me.
Everybody else
went. Yep.
Okay. Oh, all right. My number 1. I don't care what anybody says. I watch this match at least once or twice a month. Is Undertaker HBK. It's the best match, start to finish, that WWE has ever made. And to this date, have there been some that have come close? Yes, but I watch that match, and every time I know Undertaker about to jump over the ropes and almost kill himself because that cameraman don't catch him, and I'm shocked every time. Like, I'm exhausted at the end of watching each one. Number 2, Kyron said it. It's my WrestleMania 20 triple threat, where it's Chris Benoit. God damn it. I wish I could talk about Chris Benoit openly. I wish I could, because he's if he doesn't do what he did, I think he's comfortably my favorite wrestler, because he's one of the reasons. The first match I ever watched, first WWE match I ever watched, was a Chris Benoit match. Number 3 for me was TLC 2. the spectacle, like Santo. I couldn't speak English when I watched this match, so I'm just like I was like Chris Benoit, like I was like hitting my mama and speaking to her in Swahili, like, what is happening? Are they okay? How do they walk out of that? And then number 4, Luis, you and I on the same timing. It's the Gunther triple threat.
Yeah.
Gunther can do no wrong in my eyes. Gunther is fantastic, and that's one of the best triple threats. It's not, if I did a triple threat ranking, it's number 2 on my list. And then number 5 is one I don't think anybody will. It's the Firefly Funhouse match. I think just the originality of it. Obviously, it's in my opinion, short of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, the Firefly Funhouse match, in my opinion, is the best part of the pandemic era of WWE. I think the potential of it, if that was going to go on, the kind of career dissection we could have had with other wrestlers. Imagine like Randy Orton, or even a Triple H, or even I know Vince would never do something like Vince going through something like that would have been fantastic. I know it's not a match, so to speak, but like no other person is ever dissecting their career like that.
That's fun. Yeah.
And the story's fantastic.
Can I just say something right quick? I mean, I know I don't like the doof Drew McIntyre, but the best part of the pandemic, I gotta give him some respect.
Drew was definitely one of the guys carrying down.
Drew carried that.
Yeah, Drew was
I only talked 2. Drew was there, but I like Big Dog. What do you call it? The Tribal Chief and the Firefly Funhouse match, and then Drew was 3.
Drew did his thing during the
chat for matches. Just a quick honorable mention to Steamboat and Savage because they deserve it.
That's not even in my top 10 anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that in my top.
Hey, yo.
After the last couple years, some matches I had to rearrange the list.
There's some matches that are faster now.
Hell, I don't even. When I redid my list a couple weeks ago, that's not even.
I gotta get Bobby on.
I don't even have that. I don't even have that. That's not my favorite Randy Savage WrestleMania match anymore.
I'm switching to Bobby right now.
Like it's not my favorite Randy Savage WrestleMania match anymore. Like I've redid my list.
I'm not gonna lie, Tristan.
I'm not gonna say nothing because I'm gonna end up slandering.
It's not even that. It's not that either.
No. It's not. It's just how I feel about.
You're say something weird.
Like I understand the spectacle of Rock Hogan. I just from the moment, obviously, I was late. I was late to seeing. I understand what he did for the business. I've never liked Hogan.
I don't either.
And then
most people don't.
Like I legitimately believe Randy Savage could have done everything Hulk Hogan could. Vince just like Hogan.
He was a better promo and a better wrestler.
Yeah, sure.
Savage is better.
I'm just like just get Hulk Hogan off my screen. I don't want to see him there. I hate watching Raw because they'll do that one random. Here's a beer by Hulk Hogan.
Honest,
why would I
after what happened on the first Raw? Yeah, Hogan ain't gonna be on TV anymore, which is funny because
the people
don't. It's crazy because you got them now. They're inducting actual matches into the Hall of Fame, which is a great idea. Someone said, "Oh, Hogan and Andre should be in the Hall of Fame." Yeah, it should, but they ain't gonna do it till Hogan's gone because if he goes out there except to talk about it, he's gonna get booed.
It's different. It's different.
By the way, the Bret Hart Stone Cold was the first match that they thought of putting in the Hall of Fame.
I'm fine with that.
I think by that. But it was a great choice. It almost made my list.
It was number 4 on my list.
It's in there because it's one of the most impactful matches WWE's ever had for a lot.
Because for them, it kickstarted the
Stone Cold.
It kickstarted the Attitude Era.
It pretty much kickstarted the Attitude Era. You got the double turn, the Stone Cold character, the Bret Hart heel turn, the Montreal Screwjob coming afterwards. I mean, it means a lot to wrestling, so I see why it's in there. What do you guys think would an underrated WrestleMania match that you guys would want to throw out there? One that you think is needs more love?
I have one.
I say mine's John Cena Triple H, bro. That match is so heavily slept on, bro. Like that is one of the best crowd reaction matches, WrestleMania main events. This was still around the time too when John Cena was having the allegations of couldn't, be a good wrestler, the 5 moves of doom. Triple H, being the seasoned vet and everything, and to see how the crowd was really reacting, like Triple H coming off the reign of terror, which the fans had named, and picking him over the newly formed John Cena, who still really hadn't climbed the ladder yet to be like where he is now. He was still trying to make a name for himself. So I feel like that's one of the most underrated matches that doesn't get talked about enough in WrestleMania history.
I'll give you one.
I got one. I feel like people, they're so used to seeing how wrestling has evolved, but when you look at it in this lens, Hogan and Warrior got to be a lot more respected. That match has to be respected a lot more. Like when you watch it in the lens it came out in, the environment, the spectacle, the build, the stipulation of it, like it is literally a top tier WrestleMania main event. And the fact that people shit on it because it's like, oh well, the in-ring work isn't good, but that's what a classic was back then. It was supposed to be all these big moves. It was supposed to be, you know, gravitating and character work and all that shit. And Hogan and Warrior's main event, like really like embodied two of the biggest stars of professional wrestling, two of the best champions of professional wrestling at the highest stakes. Like that match needs more respect for the time it came out in.
It's top 10. It's top 10.
I think a match that needs more respect is actually the inverse of what you just said, Lewis. This is actually number 6 on my list. I think this is the best Ultimate Warrior match, and that's his match with Randy Savage at WrestleMania 7. I think that match told an incredible story, with it being career on the line. Both of them kicking out of each other's finishes. And, of course, Warrior winning, and then the moment with Savage and Elizabeth elevates that match, which is why it's number 6 on my list of my favorite WrestleMania matches. That match doesn't get talked about enough, and that should have been the match that made WrestleMania 7.
Fair game.
Also, for WrestleMania 19, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho is the best match on that card.
Yes, it was,
and it doesn't get talked about.
For sure. G, you got yours?
I mean, there's not really a match I sit back and think of that I'm like, yeah, people don't talk about it enough, at least positively anyway. I mean, if I just had to pick one, shoot.
You gonna pick a?
You know what? It gets talked about, but not in like this is one of the greatest matches we've seen, especially like for the women. I think Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch is like damn near an all-time classic for women, and it doesn't get talked about that way.
It is.
It just gets talked about like, yeah, that was a really good match. But
it's probably the best match on that Mania.
I was about to say, it's really this is an all-time women's match classic, but no one talks about it like that.
It's in my top 10, and I think Becky and Bianca is better than Bianca's and Sasha's match, and I think it's better than Rhea and Charlotte's as well in terms of like because of the story. I actually agree. That's in my top 10.
I was there for that match. It was a great match.
Dog, I almost shit myself when fucking Becky hit the pump handle slam at the beginning, and I was like, "Oh fuck, not again."
They were there.
I was like, "Fuck."
That was a great
Bianca was on some John Cena shit where she kicked out like that. I was like, "Oh fuck."
They would have done that.
That's one of those matches where that's one of those matches where they made up for what they did by Bianca getting squashed.
Yes, they saved Bianca with that match.
They gave her every accolade in the book to revive her. Soul Survivor, Elimination Chamber winner, and then they capped it off with that.
Exactly. So
it was really
good. Because remember at the time when she lost, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Bro, when she lost, I thought she was cooked.
I thought she was buried, but not. And then this is why I hate when people keep bringing it up like now. Y'all remember what she did on the way to Becky Lynch? Y'all remember what she kept doing? That's why I hate when people bring
facing
it up.
Carmella.
Well, that too, but she kept KOD and Piper Niven. That's all she did. Like she did it like 3 times, and every time she did it, they would slowly pan that camera out. The crowd starts rising up crazy. Oh my god,
they built it up very well.
So
what about?
So when they do it now, I'm like, bro.
Well, Rollins and Cesaro is a good.
Santo, what you got? You got a match you want to throw out there?
And Random said it. It's a damn shame. Can't really talk about Benoit like that, but Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle.
That's a good one.
My goodness, the counters. Just I got a taste of that a little bit with in newer wrestling with Jack Sabre Jr. and Danielson.
Yeah.
But Kurt and Benoit, just seeing them counter each other's submission over and over. I was just in awe the entire match, but unfortunately, we understand why we can't bring up that name like that anymore.
Random, you got a match?
Lewis said it. Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. It's one of those where I used to hate on Chris Jericho a lot when I was a younger fan, and then you kind of look through his catalog and you're like, damn, bro was cooking. Like he was cooking a lot, and obviously Shawn Michaels can get a good match out of like me, and I'm still trying to be able to learn how to run since I messed up my ankle. But like when you get two of them in a ring like that, and it was fantastic. I think the story's pretty good too. And also I guess to do honorable mention, y'all remember that 6-pack challenge when they had like Naomi.
WrestleMania
Naomi,
33, yeah. Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Mickey James on them.
Yeah, that's another match. That
I was at that WrestleMania.
The only reason I'm saying that because I've just been watching matches lately, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how many women's matches y'all talk about, but why not?
Gee, why you looking at it like that?
I just didn't have the guts to say it, so I
was at WrestleMania 33. I don't think that match is underrated at all.
It was okay. It was an okay match.
Gee, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If they actually had more investment into that match, it could have been a lot better. But it was okay.
All right, I'm gonna turn my camera off. I disappointed G.
It was random. I'm with you about Jericho because I used to hate as a fucking kid. Nobody's face pissed me off more than Jericho. Every time he would, I've told us to Malik on why Jericho's such a top tier here. This motherfucker would come out with his belt, stand there for like 5 fucking minutes, not saying a word, and just leave. Like I fucking hate you. Why'd you waste 5 minutes of my life just looking at you and say nothing?
Menace, you got a match? What's your match, bro?
Yeah, for me, I don't know if it's necessarily underrated, but because I think it's pretty accepted, like pretty decently. But for me, it's the Hardy Brothers, WrestleMania 24, 5, whatever it was. Their 25. Jeff was Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I like that entire story build. I like everything that they really did, where it was like, because I remember watching that as a kid. Jeff Hardy was my number 2 behind Batista. So Matt Hardy was public enemy number 1 in everything he did. The way he walked, the way he breathed. That boy was public enemy number 1. And I'm like, nah, that boy got to go, right? Yeah. He got to go expeditiously. And
a lot of people in Menace said your shoes whack.
A lot of people don't like that match, or have said they don't like that match, but I thoroughly enjoyed the match. The bill was a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And Jeff trying to get murdered by his brother and everything.
People are just upset the match wasn't for the title. That's what I feel like. That's what they're.
Yeah, the match is not bad. It's not bad.
It's actually a lot better than people think it is.
The twist of fate into the chair. That was one of the.
That's one of the greatest.
That's one of the craziest spots I've ever seen in WrestleMania.
That was tough.
Gang, what you do?
This what you talking about?
No, he talking about. He talking the match.
No. That's not the WrestleMania match.
That's not the WrestleMania one. That's not the
WrestleMania match.
For the SmackDown Women's Champion, is it not the WrestleMania?
That's the Backlash match. That's the match.
Nikki Bella wasn't in.
Do I see a ladder in the back?
Bro, I swear to
you. No, this is what I get. This is what I get for watching the match. This is pretty good.
So they had
hold on.
That was
G-Baby. Let me tell you. I watched this match. I watched the match yesterday. I said, "Oh, this is pretty good. How come nobody talks about this?" And then it just happened to he asked the question. I just wanted to mention. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Two other matches I will throw out there that I feel like.
This is it.
Two other matches that I want to throw out there that I feel like nobody ever thought was going to be good. The men's showcase at WrestleMania 39 was really, really good with the Street Profits and Alpha Academy and Strowman and Ricochet. That match was way better than anybody expected. And honestly, a match I just rewatched yesterday, bro. That Ronda Rousey debut match at WrestleMania 34 is crazy.
I rewatched that like 2 weeks ago. It was great.
That might be the best debut match anybody.
That was the best match at that WrestleMania.
And Malik, I'll do you one better. I think a match that needs to get glazed more, and I think it's one of the most shocking wins ever, is the triple threat at 24 between Cena, Triple H, and Randy.
That's a great.
I don't see like Randy just punk kicking. Fucking
going into that. Well, looking back now, Randy Orton was the right winner because that really solidified him. But going into that match, I watched that match in real time, like live.
I did too.
Convince me John Cena wasn't winning that match.
I was so sure John Cena was winning that match.
And even if John Cena didn't win, Triple H, he's second up. You could convince me Randy Orton.
If you rewatch WrestleMania 24, and I know it's because this is my favorite WrestleMania.
I'm watching it right now.
They actually had because they got in a vote right now. They actually had a poll asking fans who they thought was going to win that match.
And Randy was nowhere near.
Randy was nowhere near. Like Randy got like 6 or 7%. John got the most in Triple H.
Nobody thought Randy Orton was.
Bro, I watched that entire build up, like from like show to show. Like it made all sense in the world. Not saying it's a bad decision, but the way they built up that match, it made all the sense in the world for John Cena to win.
You know what pissed me off too?
Bro, he wins the Rumble. He says, "Fuck that! I'm going after the title immediately." Goes to No Way Out. Randy smacks the shit out of the ref and says, "Nope, you ain't getting this shit." And then, the shit was
Triple
so
H went to
good.
chamber, so he earned
Triple
the
H
right.
won the
Bro,
chamber.
I'm not gonna lie. We need more heel shit like that in today's
Facts.
wrestling. We need more shit like I don't want to beat you, so let me just smack the ref and get myself DQ. Like
That was a great
that
move,
is
too.
elite shit.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work today. People just
Not
gonna
in a day.
complain.
Yeah,
They just gonna
exactly,
complain.
G.
Oh, another DQ finish.
I was gonna say exact same thing. Not in the day and age of
Man,
Twitter.
fuck you. Eat the page. I can see Eat the Page getting away with
What
that.
pissed me off too is that the next night on Raw, when they played Triple H and John Cena's music, and then Randy came out afterwards, like, yeah, y'all thought they had it.
Yo, as a little kid, I hated. As an 8-year-old kid, I hated Randy Orton so much.
That was dumb.
I always loved
Randy.
Randy.
I'm in the
Do
minority.
y'all
I
remember
hated
the
Jericho
Fatal
more than
5-Way?
Randy. I swear to God, on my soul, I did.
Do y'all remember the Fatal 5-Way they had at WrestleMania 36
Vividly.
for the SmackDown Women's Championship?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that?
I remember of it. I know of
yeah.
it. I'll be
Do
honest.
y'all know who was in this match other than Bayley?
Bayley, Sasha, Tamina, Naomi, and
Sonny Deville in there?
Lacey fucking Evans.
Lacey Evans on Mania.
They were still high on her at the time too. They were still.
I'll
high
be
on her.
honest.
They was, man. They was hot.
This is real. I've never fully watched WrestleMania 36 outside of the Boneyard, the Firefly Funhouse. I've never I've watched night one, but I've never fully watched WrestleMania 36, and I have no plans of doing so.
Yeah, there are some
I
matches
gotta-
actually on there that are really good, but
I got
I
a
know.
question for y'all,
Like-
and real quick, I got a question for y'all. Just y'all think about maybe talk about it on another episode. But this was the first time I actually reached out to Luis because I asked him this question, if you remember. And maybe I can rumor about it. I think John Cena versus CM Punk in Chicago. Obviously, Money Back. The only reason I'm actually not because I have no idea when I'll be back. I think that's one of the most important matches of not just the 2010s of all time.
Agreed.
that's
And
the first. So
Important?
John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Mine too.
Growing up, I grew up in the peak Cena era, so that was my
Absolutely.
guy. Like that was my dude right there. Like he's one of the main reasons like I really started watching WWE a lot. But the reason why CM Punk is one of my favorites as well, he was the first guy that made me root against John Cena. It's the first time in my life I rooted against John Cena at any match watching. I was like, bro, this guy CM Punk. I mean, I was already a big CM Punk guy, but after the Pike Bomb movement and stuff like that and the story, I was like, nah, he literally could be the guy. If they want to put him in that spot where Cena's at, he literally could be that guy. Like that's how I was feeling at that time.
Only reason I would, I mean, it's definitely iconic. It's my personal CM Punk. I mean, John Cena best match. Me personally, I think that's the best match I've ever seen John Cena do.
That's
It's not. I get it, but to me, because I'm counting in like the story and emotion behind it.
Makes sense.
Only problem for me, the reason why I don't feel like it was like one of the more important ones in history, because it changed nothing.
They fumbled. They fumbled.
Yeah, they fumbled tremendous. Tremendously. It changed.
I agree, but so my only thing,
CM Punk leaving changed more than him winning that.
He
match.
left for a week.
Yeah, so my obviously there's
Came back with a megaphone.
problems with it. Now, I've always wondered. There's another universe out there where what if Cena won that match? Because that was the first time when me watching where like Cena was like, bro,
Cena not beating the Hogan allegations.
They might murder him.
Hey, and you know what's crazy? If Cena would have won that match, he would have came out and would have feuded with Alberto Del Rio.
But I will say,
hey, G, you know what would have happened? Cena wins that match. He'd pull what he did with the Nexus. Damn, bro, you should have won that match. My bad.
I will say though,
he technically buried the old Nexus and the new Nexus. CM Punk just came out of it. But like the new Nexus was getting their ass cooked too now.
I will say though, one thing I do disagree. I do think that did change a lot. That changed the trajectory of CM Punk's career. Like the whole 360. Because CM Punk's popularity went from here to all the way up here, and it never went back after that.
CM Punk, yes, but I thought he meant like when I think of like important to WWE history, like changing the landscape.
You think of the double turn from Austin and Hart.
It may not have changed the landscape of the WWE history.
But it definitely made CM Punk
turned
the star.
It turned CM Punk into a mega star.
Like, yeah, for sure. I mean that's fine, but like,
but do y'all still think like, for instance, like this is just me? I've always thought about it. Like, I understand Daniel Bryan's far in the future, but does Daniel Bryan win if CM Punk doesn't win that match?
No.
No.
No, the only reason Daniel Bryan got what he got is because CM Punk left the company. It ain't got nothing to do with 2011. If CM Punk don't walk out, Daniel Bryan is fighting for the U.S. title.
If CM Punk had stayed in WWE, the original plan was CM Punk Triple H at WrestleMania, and Daniel Bryan was supposed to fight Sheamus for the US.
And it was
title.
supposed to actually be Randy.
And the main event was going to be Batista and Randy Orton.
It was actually supposed to that was like.
Yeah, so
was
that's the
Batista
only
ever
reason
slated
Daniel
to
Bryan
win, or
got
we
it.
don't know that far?
He was
I
supposed to
don't
win.
go that far, but he was
That
supposed
part
to
I
be
don't
the main event.
But I would assume
They
Batista
probably
was
would
going
put
to
the title
win.
on him. They probably would put that on him.
They probably
Yeah.
would have. Yeah,
they
they
would've,
probably
they
would.
would've.
They probably would put the title on him. So that changed a lot of what the landscape. Really
The
was.
only thing I worry about is because they still wanted to do what they did with Brock Lesnar regardless. So I don't know how that goes over doing that with Batista. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Maybe Cena wins it again. I don't know. But that's the only thing that scares me because they still wanted to do what they did with Brock Lesnar. So I don't know how Brock Lesnar does that to Batista or Randy Orton.
Well, if you remember, the only squash that was like penciled in was him and Daniel Bryan. It wasn't until last minute Cena was like, "Dude, just beat the shit out of me." So
I don't know. If
realistically, Brock and Batista probably would have been a legit match. A good one, exactly. I don't know.
Exactly, but like Brock, like that's what I'm saying. Cena is willing to do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
if Randy
Batista probably wouldn't. No.
Yeah, like, oh, you look at me. Why would I get squashed by?
No, it'd be a legit match. I don't know if it'd be a good.
Shout out to John. That's why he's the GOAT right there, man.
He wasn't always that way. He wasn't.
I understand.
Y'all should have won, gang. My fault, bro.
No, I understand. Like, but the fact that he was able to make that change at all.
Alex Riley when Alex Riley had some potential.
I agree. Like, John Cena is not.
He could have been a mid-card guy. He literally had the basic storyline that everybody can be a mid-card guy from, which is I'm getting bullied by the guy who I came under, and I'm not going to take it anymore. He easily had a mid-card story.
Beat Miz. He was doing the moment. He ain't win that Miz feud.
Real quick, I got a question because I'm literally watching it right now. Where do y'all rank HBK and Ric Flair amongst HBK WrestleMania matches? Is that top 5?
Top 5.
Top 5.
It's gotta be.
That story is emotional. I'm sorry. I love you.
The 2 Undertaker matches, the Ric Flair match, number 3 for me.
I probably
you think the Ric Flair match is above the Kurt match?
Yes.
I think.
Oh no, I forgot about that match. I forgot about the match. Sorry.
Well, I think if you count an emotional story, it could easily be third. But
that's number 4.
Hold up. Here's the thing. You got 2 Undertaker matches. You got the Kurt match. To me, I got a WrestleMania 20 main event. Now the last spot between a Flair match and a Jericho match.
The WrestleMania 20 main event would be in there. There too.
Where do you have the ladder match?
With Razor, that's top 5. That's top 10.
That's outside of top 5.
James Weezer, I'm gonna give you all the props, even though you was just shitting on me 10 minutes ago, because the fact that you remember that happened at Capital Punishment, I'm gonna give you
Capital Punishment. That's where R-Truth should have beaten Cena.
Word,
Little Jimmy story was great.
Bro, when R-Truth hit his finisher, I was like, wait a goddamn minute. Now
this is where we look future ahead.
But
if R-Truth wins the title, who faces CM Punk?
No, but here's the thing though. This was the time frame where they were still giving world champions 1 week title reigns, so Cena could have won it back later on. Like,
I mean, yeah, but it would have been like
that'd been kind of nasty though.
Hey, I had to watch my favorite wrestler of all time get his ass stomped out by Randy Orton for a whole fucking calendar year. They could have made it work.
Because it never
could have made it work.
It never should have been him.
That would have been nasty work.
Hey.
Edge was supposed to hold that thing. Edge was supposed to hold that thing till Mark Henry put him in the Hall of Fame.
Shut up.
If we're being honest, Edge was supposed to be the first inductee into the Hall of Fame.
Luis, the truth hurts. The truth hurts, Luis. It's okay.
I'm not. I don't. Listen, it does hurt, and I do agree with him. But stop rubbing it in my face.
And then he won the match and lost it a month later. He finally won one and lost a month later.
You know how he won? He didn't pin Randy.
Kick him in the nuts.
He made Randy kick him in the nuts.
Hey. It worked though, didn't it?
Hey, that was a good match. It was a good story. That led
the Christian and Orton didn't have a bad match though. They had all good matches.
It just kept making me upset because the nigga kept losing the same way. Like, nigga, stop jumping into an RKO. Please. Stop doing it. Like, he kept jumping into RKO.
We pinned Randy Orton one time. I don't know if y'all remember. It was the Twitter vote where we had the 6-man tag elimination match. And it was Cena, Randy, and Alex Riley versus Miz, R-Truth, and Christian. And Christian Christian pinned Randy. I popped and then never happened again.
I was at the episode of Raw.
You was there?
Yeah.
You know what pissed me off? The fact that they said, yo, this random match, by the way. But the fact they said, yo, Evan Bourne and Sin Cara in a no count out match. I said, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was the infamous Randy Riley segment. Yeah, I was at the episode of Raw.
That's crazy.
Yes, 2011 was bad, bro. It's bad. I ain't gonna lie.
But R-Truth should have been see after he smoked that cigarette on Raw. I said, give him the title, cuz give him the title.
No, that was crazy.
No, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was wild.
Bro, he threw the drink on that dad and smacked the shit out of him.
He was never gonna win the world title. I mean, plus then they got smoked by Rock and Cena later that year too. So I mean, it was.
They did at that Survivor Series, huh?
Yeah, because they came in Hell in a Cell and beat everybody up, and everybody.
Yo, I was freaking out when I saw that. I was like, oh,
I thought it was badass. They showed up in the cell match and was whooping ass.
That was cool.
They had good booking. Awesome.
But there's different levels. Like that's why 2011 star power is so bad because like you had Miz and Truth facing Rock and Cena. I'm like, bro.
In the main event of
they are not Rock and Cena level, bro. Like they're good, but. Come on, man! Like
facts to Cena, Alex Riley's theme is so tough.
Alex Riley's theme was fire though. His theme was
amazing.
I had that at my created wrestler, bro. Say it to my face.
No, that shit was cold.
Evan Bourne's theme, Born to Fly, yeah, buddy.
Evan Bourne's theme was really good too.
Like,
the one theme I always used to use back in those old SmackDown vs. Raw games, or like WWE 12-13, bro. David Otunga's theme is so top tier, bro. I used to use that for everything.
Hey, G, can you
every created character same theme? So David Otunga.
Hey, G, bro. Can you tell Santo how you feel about Del Rio?
I genuinely believe and this will be the last thing I say because I gotta go.
Yeah,
I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe Alberto Del Rio was a product of being at the wrong time. Because this is why I say wait, stop. This is why I say this. Let's be real. And Santo, I want you to genuinely answer this question. Who in 2011 would have cashed in on CM Punk and the fans would have been cool with it? Who in 2011 would have done it? Not a soul. I don't believe anybody cashing in on CM Punk in 2011 because he was so hot. Anybody would have suffered from that. That's what I feel happened to Del Rio. He was unfortunately a byproduct of CM Punk being the most over person in the company and being like that anti-authority. I mean, shoot, what did Vince do? He called Del Rio down to cash in at Money in the Bank. And he was a heel at the time. I genuinely believe Alberto Del Rio was at the wrong time. If this Alberto Del Rio would have been cashing in, let's just say the year before, I don't think people would have hated it as much. But because it was 2011, and it's also a byproduct, Summer of Punk got fumbled so bad.
Yeah.
They had him losing to Triple H and was in a feud with Kevin Nash, Big Diesel. But Alberto Del Rio is your WWE champion? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, that was bad. And that's why I feel Alberto Del Rio, they tried to strap the rocket to him, but it came at the wrong time because CM Punk was so over. And then he kind of recovered. But then Dolph Ziggler happened. And it was Dolph Ziggler's time. And I don't think Alberto Del Rio ever recovered since. And then obviously the stuff that happened with Paige and his image is being tarnished. I mean, rightfully so, because he was out of pocket for that. But I think Alberto Del Rio, if everything would have happened with him maybe the year prior, if he would have tried to cash in on somebody the year prior, I don't think people would have thought it was that bad.
Well, let's not forget, though, he also was turned babyface in 2013, won the world title, and then had the most forgettable world title match in WrestleMania history against Swagger. I was talking to Malik about this last night.
That's not his fault.
I ain't say it was his fault, but let me ask you guys a question. If I hadn't just said that, would you guys remember that Alberto Del Rio fought Jack Swagger for world title WrestleMania 29?
I do remember that because Dolph Ziggler cashed in the next night.
Does Jinder Mahal have a seat at this table for most forgettable?
He's the worst. And don't get Malik knows how I feel.
Bro.
He's the worst.
Relax
he
on
is
the
worst.
Bro.
No, Jinder Mahal is the worst WWE champion of all time. He's the worst.
But the thing is, Del Rio from 2012 to 2013 was incredibly over as a babyface. Like the build to Big Show and him finally beating Big Show in that last man standing match, he was over as fuck.
Yeah, that's why I said he recovered.
Over as shit, bro.
That's why I said he recovered after
2011 was just a dark day.
But 2011 specifically, I don't think he ever stood. I don't think anybody stood a chance. That's why I asked you, Santo, and this will be again last thing I'm saying. Who in 2011 could have won that Money in the Bank, and they would have been cool with them cashing on CM Punk?
Could have gave it to Christian. You know,
he was already world champion.
Give them both.
I really don't. I think it's the way the cash out happened with Vince. I think if Vince isn't involved in it, I think it's looked a little bit differently or not as harsh. But I mean, like I said, 2011 was just a dark phase.
Honestly, bro, I never looked at Del Rio as like, yeah, he's up next. He's that guy.
I didn't say he was gonna be the next face of the company. But
I think
not even a main event guy.
I think he was a cool heel.
He is a main event.
I enjoyed him as a heel.
He was a main event guy. Bro.
I never. He was like Jack Swagger to me, bro. He was like not it.
No way. I won't say that.
I'll say it. He was Jack Swagger for me, bro. He was not it.
At least Alberto Del Rio could cut a promo, so I can't go that far.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio had a good theme song. That's it. He had a good theme song.
Jack Swagger had decent theme song, but Jack Swagger
Del Rio had the fancy cars and the career.
Yeah, he had nice little whips. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being a top guy, I was like, bro, he's not. He don't give off top guy vibes to me, bro.
Del Rio he don't got to be a top guy, but he was a main eventer. He could have been a main event guy. It suffered because of 2011. CM Punk was so over. Again, if y'all name me somebody in 2011, they would have been cool cashing in on CM Punk, and y'all got it. Y'all name me somebody.
But even then, though, like, he still could have. If they really wanted him to be a main event guy, he still could have been a main event guy. They needed main event guys at that time more than anything.
But wasn't he though? He was in the main event picture.
I mean, he was in the main event picture, but
he recovered after that. He was a consistent
main event picture too. See, main event
okay, he was a consistent main event picture guy. And then, like I said, the stuff happened with Paige.
For about 2 years.
What you gonna do with that? And then he got fired because of the stuff that happened with Paige. They tried to bring him back, but it was just never gonna work after that.
When they brought him back, he just wasn't that guy anymore, bro. Like he just.
Well, yeah, at that point, yeah,
he was cool. They tried a little experiment. It just was never that guy, bro. He was never that guy.
No. He was
like Jack Swagger. Never that guy.
Jack Swagger and Del Rio in the same sentence is crazy.
They tried to experiment. They won the Money in the Bank. They tried. It just didn't work out. Failed.
Nah, Del Rio and Jack Swagger in the same conversation is still ridiculous to me.
Jack Swagger, so crazy.
Yeah, bro.
He won the chamber, beat Randy in the final two. Is so
and pushed that promo with a lisp.
Got caught with weed and then had his taken it from him, and didn't even get a challenge for the world title, and didn't even get an entrance.
His bum ass ain't need pyro. I hated that shit. That push.
Hey, I don't care. That shit was always hard. I don't care.
That shit is so lame.
That push-ups to pyro was hard. I don't do it.
Oh,
it was
Jack 1-2.
I'm gonna say no. That theme song was cool. I don't care.
The theme song was cool. I got you where I want you.
I hated that shit so much, bro. Especially on WWE. It was ass, man.
Y'all, wait.
Especially on SVOs and SmackDown.
I'm not glazing it like it's top tier, but
the theme. You guys really like that?
Nah.
The theme was cool.
That Jack Swagger theme
was
cool.
I hate that song so much, bro.
Crazy.
I hate everything about that.
Hey, I'll admit it right here, right now. That's definitely one of the things.
You have a fucking soundboard?
Yeah.
That's definitely one.
That's
definitely one of the things I used to use for creative wrestling. Please.
You're sick. You're sick. Get the fuck out.
It wasn't the first one I chose, but hey, I experimented.
Get out.
I experimented.
Get out. What is
everything about Jack Swagger was like I just
even I understand liking the theme, but creating a wrestler in a WWE game and using that was kind of crazy.
That was kind of cool, but he was somebody.
You didn't hear what
especially when he would do the push up with the pirate. Come on, bro.
You didn't hear what he just said. He said he would use that theme on creative wrestlers.
That's
not terrible. The first one. Not the first one I did.
No, you're sick. You're
not
sick.
the first one, but hey,
you're done. You're done.
Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Thank you.
You're cooked.
We stayed a little longer than we always do. We usually stay about 2 hours. Stayed an extra hour for y'all. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We're gonna talk more WrestleMania as always, building up because more things are gonna happen. So we're gonna be talking more opinions. Of course, we got the predictions coming once they announce every match on the card. You know, they're taking a little long with announcing some of these matches. So once we get all these matches announced, then we're gonna do the predictions, man. So Rando Santos, Menace, Kyron, thank you guys for coming through, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm. You guys got something you guys want to plug in? Any socials you guys want to plug in real quick?
If y'all watch anime, pull up to our podcast, the Black Sensei Society. Obviously Luis pulls up from time to time. We almost had him last week. You know, he just had some things come up and we was talking cartoons, but we talk everything. I know this week we're gonna talk LeBron Stephen A for a little bit because it's just so big we can't talk about it. But pull up with my boy Riddell. Obviously me and Santo, Lonnie, who's also big into wrestling. My boy Ty, J Rob when he pulls up. Pull up Tuesday nights. What's it? 9:00 Eastern time. Santo. We talk. We usually, this crazy part is we usually go for about 3 hours. So me and Santo still got some more stamina to go, and then we talk for an hour after the episode.
No, y'all good. If y'all want to stay on after, we can talk a little cartoons. I gotta ask, Kerry. I'll ask off the air.
But pull up Black Society Tuesday night 7:00 for your best, and then also Santo, this Thursday you got Open Dojo.
This Thursday we got a different type of format where we allow people in our Discord and also in the chat to pull up. It's called Open Dojo. It's this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, if you got an agenda push,
facts,
come here to push it.
I will say though, chat. Chat knows me and stuff, but chat knows they follow me on all my shit. I'm not the biggest YouTube watcher. When I say that, I watch YouTube, but there's not a consistent channel I watch. Now, I'm not saying this because they're my boys and we talk every day. But I will say though, Black Sensei Society is one of my favorite YouTube channels to consistently watch. And you guys know I don't watch people like that. I watch videos, but I don't watch people like that. I don't keep up with people like that. No. Black Sensei Society is generally one of my favorite channels to watch. They are creative. They're funny. Miles Crash Outs is probably the best thing on that fucking show. Lonnie's Crash Outs is funny. Definitely watch it.
Y'all talk more than just anime? Because I can talk about other stuff. I just don't watch it.
Yeah. Anime is our main thing. Like,
don't you got Drake and Josh agendas to push?
Like right now, one of the biggest things that happened in our previous episode was Riddell trying to defend that Teen Titans was more impactful and more popular than South Park, and that
we were prepared to fight.
Exactly,
it's not.
We were prepared to fight.
It's not exactly. This was the reaction.
We're gonna end the stream. We can talk about this.